what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Blazing Pedals takes on Dover. Before we get into very much at all, first of all, we want to say a happy Mother's Day to all you mothers that are out there. And we thank you for coming out and checking us out here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And then, Rick, what we have to do, I made a little mistake last week, a technical error, if you will. And we're going to rectify that right now. Unfortunately, one of the drivers affected isn't here tonight, at least not so far, but the other one is. I'm talking about Kyle Wellman, who finished in third place last week at Talladega, and Kasey Campbell, our second place finisher. So let's get Kasey Campbell up here. Let's have him say a few words, and then we're going to keep moving on. Kasey, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy, bud?
I do. You got me?
I sure do, and this time it's for real. I have to apologize to you first and foremost. A little technical glitch last week when we were doing post-race interviews, and Well, your words weren't heard, my friend. So why don't you go ahead and take the floor for a minute? Let's talk about last week's race and what you got coming up here tonight.
Last week was great. We put the championship barbecue supply car in number 2 after a wild and crazy finish. There was some good racing there at the end. This here is going to be, I think, a little bit some of the same, just a shorter track.
That's good. So you're finding that the car's handling pretty decent here for you, and looking to have a good run out of that 73 machine.
Oh yeah.
All right, bud. Well, I don't want to hold you up much more here. I want you to get some practice time in. Kasey, thanks again for coming up here tonight. And again, I apologize for the little glitch there last week.
No problem, and thank you for all you guys do for us broadcasting this event.
All right, buddy. And again, good luck. And that is going to bring us up to one of our favorite segments here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Rick, let's go for a walk down the grid. Mr. Terry Foster, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do we have a copy?
Yeah.
Oh, did I catch you in the middle of something?
Wake him up. I think we woke him up.
You woke me up.
I know that's not true.
From Talladega.
I've been watching you here, and I know that you've been awake because again, I've been watching you, and I've seen a couple of things, and I won't talk about them right now. But Terry, speaking of talking, I know who you want to talk to, but why don't you let everybody know?
I would like to talk to Mr. TBB, none other Taylor the Butcher Benjamin.
Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Terry, he is in. Go ahead.
Taylor, you got me.
Yeah, I got you, Terry.
Hey, buddy. Awesome race last week, wasn't it?
That was a lot of fun. Really.
You don't mind? I didn't get to see you a whole lot. I don't know if we was behind each other or where the heck we were, but walk me through what you done last week, if you could.
I mean, I always like to try to stay up at the front as much as I can for speedways. Although at times I did pick and choose when to go to the back. Like for instance, when we got shuffled back because of a caution coming out before I made a green flag stop, I just decided to ride there for a little bit. And then when it came time to go after the third stage began, I just went back up there, and luckily I put myself in position on the green-white checker to come away with the win, and hated to see the field wreck behind me, but that happens. Come to the checkers at a plate race, so now certainly happy to bring home the win for Top Flight Racing.
Yeah, it was an awesome win, man. And I don't know if you and I hooked up at any point in that race or not, but I don't know who pushed me up to the front. I know the guys may know, they've watched the race, but I tell you what, it was awesome racing with you last week. You done a hell of a job, man. Anything that you can share for this race tonight, not without telling me any of your secrets?
Well, definitely. Obviously, tire preservation is going to be extremely critical, especially with just 3 sets and given how long of a race it is. And definitely can't afford to tear up your equipment, or else you'll go a lap down in a hurry.
Yeah, but I noticed myself, you get up close to that wall, man, it just pretty much sucks you right in. Have you had to experience that yet in practice?
Yeah, I have. Basically rode along the whole front stretch wall without being able to get it off the wall, so definitely got to keep the car on the bottom as much as you can and not get moved up there into the second groove if possible.
Well, you said an important thing about tires, man. I practiced earlier today. I practiced a little bit ago with what Nick puts up all the time, and man, it's going to be a job for us tonight saving them tires.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you try to just be fast for one lap, you're going to pay for it big time later on, because I would expect the guys running at the front probably will be saving their stuff from about the beginning of the run to about lap 10 or 12, and then we'll start to see the guys who really take care of their tires make their way up there.
Yeah, I've kind of got a plan for myself tonight. I don't want to put it out there, but we'll see if it plays out or not. So, TBB, appreciate your time there, brother. Good luck tonight, and we'll see you here on the track in a little bit.
Yeah, good luck to you too, Terry, and have a good broadcast. Chris.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you, bud.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now, for you two people.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So, as I watched the broadcast from last week, you guys brought a trivia question up.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
talking about NASCAR, okay? We weren't talking about Indy cars or Dolaras
No,
or
sir. It
motorcycles.
wasn't a cup car. He was doing a test for at that time, I think it was Alltel, whoever the communications was in their headsets. He was doing a test for them. 216 mile an hour. It was one Rusty Wallace.
Never heard of her.
Oh wow. Oh man. I'm glad we're not live right now.
Listen, we are live.
We are live.
What we need to do, Terry, is we need you tomorrow in all your free time that you have, go over to the Wikipedia and update that. Or maybe I just didn't read it fast enough there when I was double checking my answer.
Well, I've seen you on the track. I know you ain't that fast.
All right, so new car paint coming for Terry Foster next week or in 2 weeks, folks.
Yes, Terry. When you hit the guys that talk about you the most,
But Chris, it's all in fun. But you guys know I love you. I love what you guys do for us. I'm glad you're here, man. I really am glad you're here.
We're glad to be here. And Terry, I got to talk. I know the Shermanator not here tonight, so that's going to be kind of big for.
Hold on. I just texted you.
You just texted. Oh, you have breaking news.
That 3-car will be in the race here shortly. His dad's a little sick right now, so he's kind of worried about his dad. So he said he will be in here shortly.
Oh, well, that is, it's good news that he's going to be here on track. And obviously, Mr. Sherman, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and hopefully everything goes well. And, but I'm also kind of excited because I saw a little bit of a sneak peek, so I cannot wait to see that 3-car come back after around Charlotte.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
It is, and Mr. Sherman has offered me something, so I'm pretty excited about that. I already got room in my room for it, and I'm going to have to let him know to update my order and take off that 86 shirt because I don't want it no more.
Well, at least it's a new shirt. It ain't the daggone TRJ when you're sitting on the back of your pickup truck with constantly.
Okay, so yeah. I'm not wearing that shirt tonight. I'm actually wearing a Sam Baumgarten Serby shirt, and underneath, or on top of that, I am wearing my TRJ Karting brand new, newer sweatshirt tonight here. A little cold up here in Vermont, so.
Yeah, it's cold in Ohio too. And Tim, if you're listening, buddy, I am kidding. I hope you know that. I appreciate everything he does also. So
it's not my fault, and it's not his fault that I ordered enough shirts to make it look like I wear the same shirt every day of the week, okay?
This poor new baby you got, I feel sorry for him.
Hey, listen, buddy, good luck. I can't wait to see what you're planning here at the Monster Mile. I mean, Miles looks hungry, man. I was, right at the broadcast there. I was watching practice a little bit, and I paid my respects to Miles, so we didn't eat the Hammond Hotel. And he looks hungry, so be careful out there. Yeah,
he's definitely hungry, guys. Like I said, we touch this wall, it's done. I mean, you cannot get that car off the wall. If you do, you're just going to tear up somebody else. And it's a tired race tonight, so we'll see what happens, guys. I appreciate your time.
All right.
No problem, buddy. Good luck.
Good luck, Terry.
Thanks, guys.
So moving right along, yes, we are at the 1 mile track known as Dover, and during practice here, we've seen a couple of incidents, but I think that's just practice incidents. We see one happening behind the 88 of Jamie Walker. Speaking of the 88 of Jamie Walker, Rick, it's somebody's birthday, and I got a little something for him.
All right.
It's your birthday today, Jamie. It's your
and I just did it again. So
I was gonna say you're muted because Jamie's,
Yeah.
Jamie's whole song didn't play either. But yeah, I got
that's
the
okay.
premise.
Yeah. So all right. Last week we had that little snafu. We talked about that. Joining us now up in the booth, the other driver that it affected, and I have to apologize to him first and foremost. It's Kyle Wellman. Kyle, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I sure do. How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, doing all right, bud. This time we actually got you on the air. So why don't you take me through last week's race, what you plan on doing here tonight?
Last week's race was pretty crazy. Somehow, usually I like to run towards the front most of the race, but last week, I'm getting confused here. Last week, decided to just run in the back the entire time and work our way up with about 5 laps to go, and then we got some of them late race cautions. I don't even remember how I got to the front, but I remember I was a freight train and ended up finishing the race 3rd, and I'm stuck in the wall right now. Tonight, not exactly sure what we're doing.
Okay, well,
It looks to be a tough one.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one tonight. Do you have a lot of experience on this track, bud?
I used to race here a lot. I love the track. The problem is other drivers, usually, for me.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes here tonight for you, Kyle. Good luck for the rest of the race, and again, apologies for last week and that little technical snafu.
Yep, thank you guys, and technical difficulties happen.
Yes, they do, all the time, it seems. That is the driver of the number 42, Kyle Wellman, who a little late into practice, right now sitting 23rd quickest on the track. And Rick, this is a pretty tough track, but it's one thing we haven't even talked about yet. But this track will eat you up if you come off the corners wrong. Man,
It will.
It's bad.
Yeah, and really when you're coming, well, it doesn't really matter what corner if you're coming out of 2 and you hit the wall going on the back stretch, you come into 3, exit 4, you hit the going into the front stretch. I mean, it is just terrible. One thing I want to note to iRacing is I just saw a huge picture of Miles the Monster, and he's holding a car. And of course, we know that is the real life famous trophy for the Cup drivers and the people that race here. They always hold a copy of their car, but it is a Dodge Charger, and I'm wondering why the Dodge Charger is not in the service. I mean, it's on my screen again. I don't know. I think we need a Dodge Charger.
Look, with all the things that they're bringing to us, North Wilkesboro coming tomorrow.
Excited.
The 80s cars coming
87,
next month.
87 Monte Carlo and Firebird. I know I gotta buy both because I know you're not gonna want the old school Monte Carlo, which I don't know why, but
But I guess my point is iRacing is going to be bringing us quite a bit here in the coming future. To bring in a Dodge, First, you'd have to find one. They were probably all scrapped.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's plenty in the junkyard.
Yeah, maybe that can be Junior's next pet project here, as he's really been pushing iRacing to their limits, and it shows. I mean, I don't know if you saw the race yesterday, Rick, but I got to catch a little bit of it, and man, that track looked incredibly good.
It did, and the interesting thing is, Chris, you were talking about a June. I'm guessing that's when the next season starts. So, we're looking at a June release, and I knew that was going to kind of happen. They're going to let the Cup guys. I mean, of course, it was the last iRacing broadcast for a while for NASCARs. They're going to be returning back to live racing next week, which is very exciting. So I figured, they just want to kind of push it out and maybe let those guys test it out. Well, I think a lot of people saw it. A lot of people are amazed by it, and I really do think all the pictures I've seen in North Wilkesboro, man, beautiful job iRacing.
Jamie Walker, Mr. Birthday Boy, checking in on chat, says, "Give me the Monte Carlo." And
I'll get you the Monte Carlo. That's why I like you, man. I want that Ford thing. I'm glad to see that Tim didn't make you riding around in a Toyota either.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, listen, Chris, practice is now done. Happy birthday, Jamie, by the way, as long as Facebook's not lying to us.
Hate it when they do that.
Some people like to hide how old they are, but, Jamie Walker looking good at 24.
Mm-hmm.
Not really 24, but I'm just going to say that because it sounded good.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I was going to say 88, but that's just wrong.
Well, Rick, one of the first drivers out on track to get ready to qualify. Last week's winner, the 10, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. We're going to keep on him for the first couple of laps. Then we'll move on through the rest of the field. This is one of my favorite tracks, Rick. You know that, and I've had some pretty darn good finishes here. We'll see.
It's a
what the
fun
night brings.
track. It's fun. You know, I mean, the turns, I believe it's 24 degrees banking in the turns, only like 9 degrees on the stretches, or on the straight. So, you know, the guys have to worry about that a little bit. I mean, one thing that I'm watching, and it has cooled down a little bit from practice, Chris, but that track temperature, 107 degrees. I mean, even at optimal temperatures, let's say like 69, 75, somewhere around there, this track is tough. And these guys are going to have a heck of a time wheeling these K&N ARCA cars around this track here tonight. I'm excited.
Stage racing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. First stage going to end on lap number 72, and the second stage going to end on lap 144 here tonight. So got a couple of planned cautions, and I'll tell you right now, it looks like Dakota Todd, the guy with the hot shoe out there, as he is on top in his number 63, getting around here pretty darn quickly. And just like that, here comes Hank Caston in the 5. Bumps him down just a little bit, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing some pretty close times there. I mean, Hoppy doing a good job out there. And in that 2 machine, Chris sitting in 3rd right now in qualifying. Dakota Todd had a, good running the last couple of weeks. That 63 machine looking good. It looked great during practice. He was right on top of the leaderboards, Chris, and he just proved why right there.
Yeah, Todd regains that top position here in qualifying. So a little bit of back and forth here between Todd and Caston. And you always like to see that. It's good competition.
Good competition, and the times are still very, very close. So we're in for a good race here tonight at the Monster Mile.
And top 12 drivers within 0.2 of a second. That's pretty darn close out there. Ooh, caught Rick Thompson as he goes around. And that's a little bit of what we were talking about, Rick. Gotta be careful on that throttle.
Got to be very careful on that throttle.
Ooh. And here's Aaron Bach over into the wall. We'll take a peek in on our Turn 3 Racing Network engine. The Daddy O's number 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Kilrow tries to get around this track right now, being scored 7th quickest. And then make it 8th as Aaron Bockover kicks him down a notch. While qualifying is going on, let's take a look here at how the season's going. Who's locked in, who isn't. Dalton Kilrow is certainly locked in. He's won 4 races here tonight. Right behind him, Jamie Walker. He's won 3 races here this season. Heather the Butcher Benjamin in 3rd spot. And, of course, we saw him. He won last week. Derek Paulson has won. Jason Powell has also won. And then 6th spot in the point standings, Rick, it's Corey Sherman. We were talking about him earlier in his number 3. Ryan Wash in 7th spot. Adrian Pedra, Rick Thompson, and Big Bad Brian Dees rounding out the top 10 on the other side. You see that cutoff line, and those drivers underneath that line have not made it into the chase so far. It's not too late, Rick, but ultra consistent is what you need to be.
It's not, and there's a lot of big names down there, Chris, at that cutoff line. I mean, Hank Caston's very close to losing it. Terry Foster is just 8 points away from getting into the chase, so he's got to definitely start, kicking it up a little bit. And I know that he's been trying. I mean, his racecraft has improved a lot, Chris, and I expect to see him up there. Blake Decker, another guy that we see usually does pretty good there. He's sitting in 18th. Hayden Wheeler, 19th. David Bennett rounding out that top 20. Then you got OTA, Morosco down there, Mcchesney, Price, Van Hoot. These guys, they're running out of time a little bit.
Yeah, here we are, race 12 of the season. Here on Mother's Day, I want to go ahead and wish all of those mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day one more time. Can't say it enough. Hope you've had a fantastic day, and thank you for joining us here tonight to round off a great Mother's Day.
Yeah, one thing to remember, folks, is next Sunday, Chris and I are off as long as the drivers, and we'll return on the 24th of May. So a little bit of a break.
Yeah, a little bit of a break next week, but well, Rick, I'm going to strap the wheel onto the desk this week, but I'm getting ready to drive this coming Tuesday night. I can't wait.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening that I'm pretty interested in. Also, of course, the Tuesday night stuff, and then I got something going on maybe Wednesday night. So I got some cars to paint. So if you need anything, you let me know. Because tomorrow I'm going to be in the paint booth all day long. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah, it's about that time of year. Blake Decker up to second spot, knocking Hank Caston down. Caston getting involved in a little one there. Jamie Walker has stepped out on track, and fourth quickest for him so far. His best lap time, a 22.748 in his TRJKarting.com Chevrolet. Aaron Bockover coming out of pit road onto the racing surface, trying to put down a quicker lap so far. He scored 8th. Yeah, Kyle Wellman, we were talking to him before, Rick, and he was a little slow in practice, but so far in this qualifying session, he's picked it up a little bit, right now being scored in 11th position.
I mean, I'm just surprised that nobody's knocked off Dakota Todd yet. I mean, not really surprised because, like I said, in practice, Chris, I got in here about a half an hour early, and I've been watching, and Dakota Todd has pretty much been stuck at that, the top of the speed charts all practice long, but Blake is kind of close, but not close enough yet.
Yeah. 19/100ths of a second. And Dakota Todd in that 63. Looking strong out there. Looking for a pole. Ooh, and there's that inside wall, Rick. We talked about that. You come off from 4 wrong, and you meet Mr. Inside Retaining Wall.
You do. And that'll happen every time, too. I mean, I know that is something that is on all these drivers' minds, Chris. You got to be very smooth coming out of the corners, because if you top that outside wall, it's just going to send you right down to the inside. And same thing if you're a little too close to the inside wall, which you're not going to see too much tonight, but I mean, that's a dangerous thing. I mean, these guys did a heck of a job last week in Talladega, Chris. This is going to be tough. I mean, this is a fast track. It's big. I mean, it's what, 1.02 miles? But it races almost like a super speedway. I mean, we're going to have some good pack racing here tonight. And I think there's going to be a lot of tired drivers by the end of this thing.
Yeah, I think you may be on to something. Check in on Brian Mcrae so far, 14th quickest in his Dr. Squatch number 35 Top Flight Computers machine. The 16 of Ian Habiak right behind him on track, but 8th quickest so far for Ian. So Ian finding some speed here tonight. Yeah, no, Rick, that TRJKarting.com Toyota, I think he needs to get a good finish here tonight. He needs to start building that momentum back up.
He does. I mean, Ian's been growing quite a bit since we've been broadcasting the Blazing Pedals guys. I mean, over in the K&N, and then moving to the trucks, then back to the K&N ARCA cars. And, he does need a good race. It's going to, like you said, it's going to boost the confidence up a little bit. He's going to get the monkey off his back. I mean, that number 16 TRJKarting.com Toyota looks pretty good. I love the colors. I love the American flag on the side. And I have a feeling that Ian, he's going to have his night. Of course, he is working with a new teammate there just a couple races ago. That whole partnership started with Jamie Walker. So Ian has a really good person to follow and learn from out there on track. That's for sure.
Yes, he does. We're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to hit the grid. And that is going to be it for the practice and qualifying session. Now it is time to get ready to grid them up. Assuming that it's going to work. Okay. There we go. Little glitch in the system as we get ready to grid them up here for the first time tonight. Remember, aerial coverage tonight brought to you by trjkarting.com. All right, Rick, let's get through this grid here, buddy. Row number 1, starting on the pole tonight, the driver of the number 63. It's going to be Dakota Todd. To his outside, the driver of the number 88. It's birthday boy himself, Jamie Walker. Starting on the inside of row number 2, it's the 92 of Blake Decker. To his outside, starting in 4th position tonight, it's Hank Caston. Big Bad Brian Dees and his 17 starts 5th here tonight. On the inside of row number 3, Jacob Hoppy with a great qualifying effort. Going to be starting in 6th spot outside row number 3. Inside row number 4, it's going to be the 76 of Rick Thompson and Kyle Wellman to his outside. Row 5 is going to be Derek Paulson and Ian Habiak in the 16. Row number 6 going to be Aaron Bach over in the 44. Dalton Kilrow to his outside. Brad Collins with a strong qualifier in his number 22. Inside row number 7, Brian Mcrae on his outside in the number 35. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, last week's winner, going to start inside row number 8 with Nick Okie to his outside. Jeff Price going to start inside row number 9. John Perkins to his outside. The 86 of Terry Foster picks up inside row number 10. Kasey Campbell outside of him. Travis Mcchesney inside row number 11, and Rick Hayden Wheeler going to start on the outside of that row 11.
That's right, and then starting in row number 12, Chris, on the inside, it's going to be the 3 of Corey Sherman. Next to him on the outside, the 68 of Ryan Wash. Row number 13 going to consist of the 1 of Ty Roscoe and the 01 of Noah Van Hoop. Row number 14 is, well, it says Tim Habiak, but I know that he's going to be spotting. And Corey Rutherford rounding out that field there in the 55 and row 15, Patrick Abrahamson in the 11 and David Bennett in the 13. And that's going to round out the field for us.
That does round it out as we go green for the first time here tonight from Dover. It's the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedal Series heading into turn 1 for the first time tonight. Dakota Todd has a firm grasp of the lead in his number 63. Birthday boy Jamie Walker right behind him, and Blake Decker in 3rd. Hank Caston's got 4th, and 5th is all Jacob Hoppy. Then it's 2 wide after Brian Dees, the 42, stuck on the outside. Here comes the 76 of Rick Thompson. Thompson working his way in, and the 42 stuck on the outside. Not where you want to be early on in the race, Rick. Rubber has not been put down. There's no traction up there.
Yeah, rubber hasn't been put down, Chris, and those tires are still pretty cool there. But right now it looks like Wellman able to get in behind Rick Thompson there. Right behind Wellman is the number 6 of Derek Paulson. Ian Habiak rounding out that top 10 there in the 16 TRJKarting.com Toyota Camry.
And we have a new race winner. It didn't take long for Jamie Walker to sniff out the front, as he is your race leader. He got around Dakota Todd, and he is looking to lead his first lap of the night here in the 88. As he crosses the start-finish line, 1 lap led for Jamie Walker.
And I mean, it took no time for Walker to get up front, Chris, and now we know he is going to be a force to be reckoned with, as that 88 loves that nice, clean air. He's going to be able to just go out there, do what he has to do, hit his marks on those corners, keep his eye on that outside wall, because he doesn't want to meet the inside wall.
You don't really want to meet either one of them. Just know that from experience. But the 76, Rick Thompson, now on the outside, and he's kind of getting freight trained a little bit, as there's been quite a few drivers that were able to get around him. Now he dives down to the inside of Aaron Bach over, trying to trap Bach over to the outside. The 41 and Kilrow trying to follow him through. So Rick Thompson tries to right the ship early on in this one to get down to the inside. and start gaining back some of those positions he lost not that long ago. Ahead of him, it's the 16 of Ian Habiak. Habiak trying to catch that front group. He's got to get to Derek Poulsen to make it there. The 6 car having a good run so far here, 8th spot.
Yeah, Rick Thompson finally cleared Aaron Bach over in that 44 machine, and then Dalton Kilrow on the 41, Chris. He was right on there on the back bumper of the 76, so he made the pass on the 44. So Dalton Kilrow moves up to 11th. Aaron Bach over drops down to 12th. Brad Collins right behind him. Big Daddy Mcrae in the 35 sitting in 14th. Nick Okie in the 9 sitting in 15th. Jeff Price in the 14 is in 16th position. Ryan Wash, he's back again. Chris in that 68 sitting in 17th. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, last week's winner at Talladega, is sitting in 18th. John Perkins in 19th. And, well, Terry Foster just got passed by the 85 of Travis Mcchesney. So Mcchesney rounds out the top 20 there. And I want to keep my eye on that 86 tonight. I want to see what he's planning on doing.
Yeah, he said he had a plan. And we'll see how it works out. He has a good run down the front stretch, not able to capitalize going into turns 1 and 2. The 86 was not able to get under the 85. Travis Mcchesney. Mcchesney holds him off. 29 drivers started here tonight, Rick. All 29 drivers still running. Take a look at 4th place runner Hank Caston. Ooh, Caston gets a little loose coming off from turn 2. Able to hold on to it and keep marching forward. He's trying to catch the back bumper of the 92, Blake Decker. Speaking of somebody, Rick, that needs a good run, Blake Decker in the 92 is just begging for it.
Well, you know, I don't want to curse him at all, Chris, but the last couple of weeks he hasn't met us in the infield care center, so maybe things are starting to turn around there for old Woodside there in the 92 machine. And you're right, he does need a good race, but I mean, there's quite a few guys out there that need a good race. I mean, Hank Caston's another one of them, Chris. Very competitive last season in the trucks. Hasn't been doing all that great here in the K&N, but starting to pull it together a little bit. So, I mean, sitting right now in that 4th position, looking pretty good. Paulson's another one who we're used to kind of seeing running more towards the front than what he has been lately. I mean, he usually gets caught up when he gets up there into somebody else's mess, but so, you know, he's another one. Of course, we already talked about Ian Habiak. It would be great for him. Dalton Kilrow, he's locked in. I mean, that's what's kind of nice about Dalton. He can go to these races now and just have fun.
Now, a lot of the pressure's off when you've won a few. There's no question about that. And the 41 has definitely won his share here so far this season. Right now, outside of the top 10. Back up to your race leader, it's Jamie Walker, and he is starting to develop a rather nice lead here, Rick. 2.5 seconds over 2nd place, Jacob Hoppy.
I mean, Hoppy is another one that, you know, he has been running very consistently up towards the front, Chris, but usually late in the race, something happens with a pit stop or, you know, he makes a little mistake and gets side up into something. That's not his fault. I mean, but right now, Hoppy doing good, sitting there in 2nd position.
Keeping an eye on Ian Habiak as Rick Thompson is starting to get a little closer to that back bumper. Rick Thompson was passed by a few cars, Rick, when he was trapped to the outside, and he is trying to get him back. Thompson has already made his way back up to the 9th position and now setting his sights on the 16 of Ian Habiak. Meanwhile, behind him, Aaron Bockover leading the way for Dalton Kilrow. And Kilrow still sitting on side of that top 10 in 11th position. Brad Collins in the 22 actually had a pretty good qualifying effort here, and he was pretty quick during the practice run, so the 22 may have a little bit more under the hood than he's showing so far. Got to back up a little bit to find Brian Dees in the 17. He's under the gun from Brian Mcrae, so the Bryans are getting on it right now.
Battle of the Bryans.
Mcrae taking a look down on the inside, not going to be able to make it happen this time, and lets it float up. Had a good run, a very good run, just not able to hold on to it on the inside, had to back off. Now a good run again, going into turn 1. The 35 has the inside line. Here comes Ryan Wash, and Brian D is going to lose 2 spots just like that. A little damage to the left rear of the 17 that I can see, as the 9 of Nick Okie looks down underneath now. Okie trying to get there.
And I think Okie is going to do it there, Chris, as he comes out of 4 and he makes that pass nice and clean.
Yes.
So yeah, Brian D is a little bit of now he's got the 14 going around, and Jeff Price now.
Something is going on with D's.
Not happy with that car setup, or the tires already gone away. I mean, lap 19 and 240. And it's warm here, you know, in Dover, Chris, and this concrete just chews up these tires like you wouldn't believe.
It does, but unexpected to see Brian Dees kind of go backwards like that. And maybe it's just part of the strategy. Maybe he got a little touch in the rear, knows he has some damage, wants to stay away from any more for now, and he's going to save his stuff for a little bit later on, and that's a good possibility. Behind him, it's last week's winner, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, and so far no joy here at Dover as the Butcher is running in 18th position, being followed by John Perkins in the 33. Jamie Walker, your race leader, has about a 4-second lead over Hank Caston as Jamie just marches on. Lap number 22 just starting.
And I'm back here still watching the 85 of Travis Mcchesney battle it out with Terry Foster. Terry Foster able to get around Mcchesney. So Terry Foster starting to make his plan come to fruition, Chris. He's got a teammate not too far behind Mcchesney right now. Corey Sherman, I'm glad to see you out there, buddy. And like I said, my thoughts and prayers, and of course Chris's and everybody's here at Turn 3 Racing Network are with you and your family and your dad. I pray everything works out for you, bud. Let us know if we can do anything for you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Ty Morosco right behind the 3 of Corey Sherman. Morosco marred back in the field at 23rd position. Patrick Abrahamson sitting in his 11 car behind him in 24th. There's David Bennett in the 13. He's running 25th spot as Ty Morosco makes a move and goes around Corey Sherman. Check in on your race leader once again. It's Jamie Walker, and the gap is starting to close. Hank Caston closing in a little bit, Rick. Gap right now down to 3.4 seconds.
That's still a heck of a gap, though, Chris.
It is.
He's breaking into it. He's definitely breaking into it, but he's got a little bit of work to do. But again, maybe Hank Caston's just maybe. I mean, he's definitely trying to pour it on, Chris, because he is closing that gap a little bit now, 3.199. But maybe he's not pushing as hard as we would think that he would. I mean, still a long race to go here. Of course, that first stage is not ending until, what was it, lap 72?
Yep.
That's a long ways to go on a set of tires.
Yeah, well, tires are limited here. I mean, you're going to have to make do at some point. And part of the strategy here might be, well, for Jamie Walker, it would probably be get yourself a good-sized lead and then back off.
Right.
Try and save the equipment, right? Then the other side of that, like Hank Caston, his idea would be just take it easy, and eventually Walker will probably back up to me. So a couple of different strategies possibly being employed between your top 2 drivers. Back a little further, Blake Decker sitting in 3rd spot. Your pole sitter, Dakota Todd, right behind him in 4th position. And Rick Thompson has made his way back into the top 5. So the 76 has been very, very quick here in that Dodge. Speaking of Dodge.
Oh, that would look good on old Miles' hands there tonight. That Speed Mafia number 76. But we'll see. I mean, a lot of racing left here to go, Chris. 212 laps. I want to give a shout out also to my daughters who are, of course, watching us once again on their tablets upstairs. Paige and Paisley, thank you for your support. Me and Uncle Chris love you, of course.
Yes, we do. My girls. I love my girls.
I'm sure my boy's probably napping right now because that's what he likes to do. Mama probably gave him a shower about a half an hour to, well, anywhere between 30 and 10 minutes ago. And once he gets that shower, man, he just goes night-night.
I hear that. Rick Thompson.
Like us.
Looking to the inside of Dakota Todd. Todd drops down a spot as Thompson now up to 4th position. And that 76 is really showing something here in the first stage. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're watching the Blazing Pedals K&N Series brought to us tonight by TRJKarting.com. TRJKarting.com is your #1 online source for karting components, engines, and safety gear. They have a huge selection for the novice to the professional and a dedicated section for sim racers. No matter how you do it, your desire and passion to go fast fuels them. Their focus is to put their customers into victory lane. Make sure to check them out at trjkarting.com and give them a like on Facebook. Make sure you tell Tim that Chris and Rick sent you.
You know, I think we need to talk to Tim because I think we need, you know, he's got obviously trjkarting.com as a a site link, and then you got the trjkarting.com/sim racing for all the sim racing gear. But I think we need Rick's favorites. That's what we need for a link. And you can put the posters, the Alpine racing shoes. He doesn't have the Autism Speak gloves anymore, Chris. And of course, you know, a little history on us. I mean, a lot of people already know, but we started a league, what seems like forever ago, but it was only a few years ago, called Racing for a Cause. So once I saw those gloves, obviously I had to get them because it kind of fits into what I believe in with iRacing and everything like that. So it's pretty cool. I would like to see some more of that kind of stuff put up there. I'm sure it will happen eventually, but you know, my hats, obviously my sweatshirt I'm wearing tonight, got all kinds of good stuff, man. I own every sticker that he has. And of course, I don't know if you noticed it, because I re-cleaned my room and you came over yesterday because we decided to say screw the social distancing for a little bit. And my Uniline box cutter still sitting right here on my left-hand monitor.
Yep.
I love that thing. It's my favorite package opener.
Everybody's got to have one.
And I got one. And it's got the original razor blade too. And believe it or not, I actually took the razor blade off, Chris, and I took out my sharpening stone and I sharpened it up a little bit. Oh yeah, it's good. Good
stuff. Speaking of good stuff, look at this. The 92 just gets passed by the 76, and it looks like Blake Decker may be setting up to come down pit road. He is.
He is, yeah. I'm going to say, because he started dropping back there when I saw him. He was in 6th position now in the 12th, moving downwards. But that's something big. I mean, that was one thing that I had a question of, Chris. I mean, that first stage, lap 72. These guys got to kind of worry about fuel in that 92. It's going down kind of slow.
Well, pit road speed here is relatively slow, so that makes sense, but we'll keep an eye on that situation. Looks like Aaron Bockover unfortunately has retired from the race. Rick, didn't see what happened to Aaron in the 44.
I can try to go back. I mean, there was no caution out in that field, Chris, so hopefully everything is okay there with the driver of the number 44 Budweiser machine, Aaron Bockover, TNA Motorsports. Going 7 laps down.
And the 92 back out on track, but not before the 88 able to get around him. So Blake Decker being scored 2 laps down. You will lose some time here on track when you come down pit road. There was a quick stop, so just fuel for the 92 as he was only in his pit stall for about 7.5 seconds. Oh, we've got a battle for the lead, and it was quick. The 5 of Hank Caston goes around, takes over the lead from the 88 machine.
I tried to go back to see what happened to Aaron Bach over there, Chris, and I clicked back to live just as that was happening. And man, Hank Caston on a tear right now.
Oh, the 88 coming down pit road. Jamie Walker gives up second spot. He's going to come down that long pit road. And the 5 of Hank Caston continues to stay out on track and pace the field. That puts Rick Thompson in the 76 up to second spot. Dakota Todd, your pole sitter tonight, in the 63 is in third. Todd on the outside goes around, and it looks like Rick Thompson's going to come down pit road now.
At pit road speed limit, Chris, only 35 miles per hour, and it is a long one, like you said.
Yeah, so
It seems like it takes forever.
Todd with another lap led here, as Hank Caston also came down pit road. So action is starting to happen here.
Oh, and we're under caution.
We are. And Kyle Wellman's hood is caved in. Let's go back and take a peek. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that wasn't so good. I'm gonna go back a little bit more. Kyle Wellman out on track. And then you're going to see the 35 kind of come out. So the 35 goes down on the apron and then shoots back out onto the track, and Wellman gets collected. The 73 gets a little piece of it. Terry Foster, I think, was there, but I think he was okay. And here we are under caution for the first time here tonight. Let's kick it on over to race control.
You want to push me too?
Yeah, I got.
Hey, I got past 100 y'all. Maybe I couldn't wait any longer. You get.
Hey, from what I'm seeing, guys, I can't clear those blacks. 2-car, I definitely can't clear that black.
No, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, I understand that, but I had to wait on everybody, and I let them by, and then it still gave me past them in the yellow. I literally stopped on the pit road and waited. Hey, what about mine under caution? Just rolling in the pits. I think I let the 22 by, and then the 14 was slow. Hey, Terry, get past. Terry's out of gas. Get past and start pushing.
Hey, 6, I'm sorry. I can't push you like that because it's going to be that on the track.
All right, guys, after reviewing that, you guys, I mean, there was a lot of shit going on there. I'm just going to clear them all for you guys there. So just keep that in mind. As for the wreck, that's going to be on the 35. Goes to enter the pits and comes back up onto the track in front of the 42, which causes the whole incident. So that's going to go on to 35, and that's an EOL and first strike.
Okay, so no real surprise there, Rick. It's on the 35. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I mean, I don't know if he was going to have too much speed or what the deal was, but the 35 comes back out on track, and Wellman, honestly, no place to go for the 42 and right into the back end of the 35.
Yeah, kind of interesting there, Chris. I was trying to figure it out too. I mean, it was kind of close to the entrance of pit road. I don't know if he thought he was a little closer than what he was, or like you said, trying to scrub a little bit of speed, knowing that it's going to be hard to get on the brakes there. Because like we said, I mean, these guys are cruising around this track, and you get on pit road, you hit that yellow cone, the commitment cone, and it hits 35 miles per hour right there. So, you know, something else you guys have to worry about. The track temperature very warm, 111 degrees. That means pit road is, you know, just as warm, if not warmer, just speeding down there, and kind of interesting.
Yeah, what that's going to do, it's going to trap a lot of cars behind the pace car, and they're now running around to the backside of the field. Dakota Todd going to resume the race lead here. He was your pole sitter for the night. New battle on the outside, though. It's going to be Don Kilroe. Ian Habiuk going to be starting in that third position. Ryan Wash in fourth. The big bad Brian D is in fifth position. John Perkins going to be restarting in sixth. Ty Morosco in seventh. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, Hayden Wheeler, and Patrick Abrahamson round out the top 10. Got a few drivers that are going to be done here for the night, Rick. It's going to be the 3 of Corey Sherman, the 6 of Derek Paulson, and we knew Aaron Bockover was down several laps. Barry Foster was on pit road for an extended amount of time, so he did get into some of it. As we go back under the green flag, your race leader, Dakota Todd. A battle going on right now for second spot is the 16 of Ian Habiak on the inside. That preferred line here, as he is running in that second position, being challenged by the 41 of Kilroe, trying to hold on to his spot. Dalton Kilroe on the outside, holding on strong. It's side-by-side action going on to the front stretch, and the 41 picks it up. Ooh, the 68 of Ryan Wash gets in the wall, and he is losing a ton of time on track. Look at the cars that are just going by. As he got into the wall, rubbed a lot of speed away, now has it back up to speed.
Holy cow. I mean, drivers did a great job there, Chris, with a little bit of awareness of going on there. Watch that 68. And it was hard because, like you said, touched the wall a little bit, got a little squirrely also. So all those cars had to do, a little bit of dodging out there, but they did a good job.
Yeah, that
Wash looks like sitting in 8th place right now.
Yeah. Wow. Second place, Dalton Kilroe was able to take it over. Ian Habiak running in that 3rd position. Here comes a battle for 4th position. Not much of one, though, as Dees kind of moves up, allows the 10 of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin on by. And now the Butcher looks to the inside of the 16. Can't quite get there this time. But the Butcher is coming to race.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are coming up down through to race, Chris. But the Butcher trying to make his moves early here after that caution. And man, I mean, I think he has fresh tires.
Well, let's take a peek here. Yes, he does. He was in his pit stall, Rick, for 14 seconds.
14 seconds, yep.
That's enough time to get 4 and go. And just quickly looking, he's probably the only one that did that. Certainly the only one in the top 15. And the Butcher is going to make him work. Here he comes around the 41. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin up to 2nd spot. Just about a second behind your race leader, Dakota Todd. Todd was your pole sitter tonight. Lost the lead on lap number 3 to the 88 of Jamie Walker. Then, as pit stops started happening and started cycling through, the 63 resumed the lead, and after the caution was able to get back out on track as the race leader. And here we are. And speaking of here we are, the Butcher has clobbered that gap. Rick, it's down to 0.1, and he's looking on the inside. He's coming with those fresh tires. Nothing anybody can do about it now. The Butcher dives down into turns 1 and 2, and he takes over the race lead. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, last week's winner at Talladega, now your race leader here at Dover. So the Butcher makes his way through the field. 1 set of tires has been put on that 10 car, and it is showing just how good a fresh set of tires is. Rick, I'm going to tell you what it is. Last time by, the Butcher a 23.793. Dakota Todd a 24.250. That's half a second right there.
Yeah, very, very fast. I mean, obviously new tires are going to do that, Chris. But that's one thing. A lot of guys out there decided to hang on to the set that they had. They know that there's still quite a bit of racing left, about 183 laps still left to go. So, take them now, not have them for later. But I think the Butcher knows what he's doing.
Well, it comes down to, do I want to win a stage, or do I want to try and win the race? Now, you can do both. But it is going to leave you slow for a very long portion of the event. And the Butcher definitely going after that very first stage, as here we are, working lap number 59 of 72 on this first stage. And the Butcher is getting it done. He has got a gap now of almost 0.8 of a second at the line. Colin Kilroe, who just a little while ago was in second spot, now finds himself in third, about a second and a half behind your second place runner of Dakota Todd. So Kilroe taking it easy on those old tires. Brian D is running in fourth position. There's the damage to the left rear. We noticed that earlier on in this run, but right now it doesn't seem to be affecting him, as the 17 just holding steady on that top 5 position. Number 4, Ty Morosco, running in the top 5 now after running a good solid portion of this first stage. Rick out towards the back. Ty right now running in your top 5.
Yeah, I mean, he moved up quite a bit. Chris started here 25th tonight, moved up 20 spots, so good night there for Morosco. Ryan Wash had a little bit of issue there earlier. He worked his way back up to 6th position. Ian Habiak in 7th. John Perkins in the 33 8th. Rick Thompson fell down to 9th. And Jamie Walker right now rounding out that top 10.
Yeah, Walker started in, I believe, 12th position on this restart. And here comes the 92, Blake Decker. That's for position. And Decker able to get around. Decker may be on fresh tires too. No, he's not. No, he's not, Rick. I was just checking the time.
Yeah, his last stop was what, 7.4?
Yeah. Oh, the 16 gets tight.
16, yeah.
Oh, Ian Habiak goes up towards the wall. Going to lose a bunch of positions now. He went from 8th spot, and he is still falling. Ian Habiak down to 12th position. Hank Caston comes in on the underneath. Caston being scored 1 lap down. He's the first driver 1 lap down. So the caution didn't do him any favors. But Hank is working his way back up through the field nicely. So Habiak slides to 12th, but settles in there.
I'm watching the 11 of Abrahamson, Chris, right now, getting passed by the 13 David Bennett, working his way up through the field. Bennett takes over 13 in that lucky number 13 car. Brad Collins in the 22 coming very quickly to the back bumper there of the 11. And he's bringing Nick Okie with him.
Yeah, again, Brad Collins, he was pretty quick in that, in practice, and then he had a pretty decent qualifying effort out of the 22. And now looks down underneath, trying to get position on the 11. Manages to get a fender in. Now locks it up, door-to-door action. Oh, just for me. Oh, the 11 gets into the 9. Nick Okie goes into the wall. Hood goes up. Caution 2. Well, let's go back and take a peek. Now, we kind of saw this whole thing set up. As the 22 and the 9, the 11 just gets tight, turns off from the wall. He hadn't hit the wall, but he turns down. Unfortunately, Nick Okiwe was there, and heavy damage to the 9 car. Let's go in and listen in on race control.
Sorry. The 11. That's what it was, the 11. Sorry. Well, at least he said sorry, but let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah. Alright, guys, that one's on the 11. It was between the 11 and the 9. Coming off turn 4, the 11 comes down and gets 9 in the right rear, put him into the fence. That's going to be on the 11, EOL first strike. EOL first strike.
And there they are, first strike going to the 11 machine. I don't know if Sam saw it quite the same way we saw it, but I mean, it did end up being the same, Rick. But what I saw was the 11, we started moving up towards the wall a little bit, cut the wheel to the left to try and stay off. And unfortunately, Nick Okie was right there and they got into each other. I mean, the 11 kind of came down into the 9, which is the end result that Sam and I agree on how we got there. I think he got tight and tried to stay off the wall.
Well, that's the thing, Chris. And, you know, our camera angles don't really show the way that these guys, you know, what the track looks like. It doesn't do it justice unless you really get into the cockpit. But when you're coming out of those corners, and maybe, you know, on the restart, we can do that, jump into somebody's cockpit so you can see. But if you get tight, man, that wall comes at you very fast when you're exiting the corner. And I mean, that's happened to me many a times. Usually, you know, you break loose, or, you know, you do kind of what the 11 car did. You know, you kind of crank it there just to keep it out that wall because it comes at you so fast. And if there's a car around you, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I believe that's what we saw, and we will hop into the cockpit here of somebody. We'll show you what we're talking about when we go back under the green flag. Right now, lap number 70 of 72, and did the Butcher win? He may have won the stage.
He may have, yep. It might have worked out for him taking those tires, Chris. Got himself up to the front. I mean, he's already locked into the chase. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, now
but
it's,
hey, bonus points are good.
Yeah, but now it's, you know, you can have a little fun. You can try different things, trying to get to the front to try and win more. There's all kinds of opportunities here once you're locked in. And after last week's performance at Talladega, certainly the Butcher is locked in, ready to go. And again, I think we're going to take the flag on lap 72. That's going to give it to Butcher. Just waiting for confirmation. I'm sure we'll get that at some point. But it looks like that's going to be the way it falls down here as we're working lap number 71. Lights are off.
You know, going back to that caution, Chris, I mean, that's one thing about Dover. I mean, you know, we've been talking about it all night. That preferred line is on the inside. And that's why, I mean, that the wall, especially now with the safety barriers, I mean, I'm sure it was a little different back before the safety barriers came back into play. But man, they come up so quick, and that's why a lot of guys like to run that inside line to give them a little bit extra room there if they need it.
Well, I've not received confirmation yet, so I'm going to go ahead and call it as the 10 stage 1 winner as we get ready to go back under the green flag. We're going to hop in to the 41 machine. We're going to watch this for a couple of laps here as we go back under the green flag. The 10, the Butcher, great restart out of him. And the 41 lagging behind a little bit. That's going to allow Dakota Todd to drop down to the inside lane. And look how narrow that is, coming up underneath the bridge, back down into turns 3 and 4.
That's the other thing about this track, Chris. Those bridges, the pedestrian passes, man, they kind of come into play for the driver too. I mean, it's something that you have to, you know, you're kind of watching. And there we go. I was going to say they're going to let the guys race out for 1 lap there, Chris. So now there's stage 1, and the winner, of course, is Taylor the Butcher Benjamin.
Stage 1 winner, the Butcher, takes it.
And hopefully, usually I have race control in my ear, Chris, but with my sound settings right now kind of messed up, I have to have it down because it's loud. So maybe Sam's like, yeah, we're going to 1 lap shootout, Rick. So Sam, if you did say anything, I apologize.
All right, well, we're dropping back into caution. We're going to take a step away. We'll be right back. Back live from Dover International Speedway, and it is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Stage 1 is done, and in the books, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin gonna go down as the stage winner. We have a new race leader, Rick. It's the 88 of Jamie Walker. Walker deciding he's gonna go on the outside to restart this one. That's gonna put Noah Van Hoot on the inside, running in second spot. The Butcher in third, Dakota Todd fourth, and Dalton Kilroe in fifth position.
Starting on the outside, Chris, that's kind of interesting there from Walker, but I think what he likes to do is use the banking a little bit to get a little bit of a jump. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we
know
find
that
out.
Jamie Walker knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and just based on some times that they spent on pit road, Rick, they had some 4-tire stops out there. Not going to give up who.
No, you don't want to give that up. We're going to find out, though, because you're going to see them move up through the field pretty quick, I have a feeling.
Yep. Pace car lights are off. Less than a mile before we go back to the green flag here from Dover International Speedway. Going to start stage number 2, and stage 2 ends at lap 144. And then it's going to be a race to the end. Pretty clean race so far. We've had 2 official cautions. And
yeah, then the one stage.
Yep, and then the one stage.
Track temperature gone down a little bit, Chris. 109 degrees right now.
Yeah, I don't think we actually ever talked about how warm it was here, Rick, but certainly it was a lot warmer than 109, so that could play into the driver's hands a little bit here, as the car should tighten up just a little bit and become a little bit more drivable throughout the rest of the race.
Well, the pace car goes down, Chris. We're getting ready to see what the 88 has planned here.
Yeah, I think he's going to take off early. That's my thought. The 88 has control of the field, and he hits a loud pedal. Here we go, back racing from Dover International Speedway. Jamie Walker with a good jump on the field. Noah Van Hoot trying to hold on to second spot. Dakota Todd there. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin in fourth position. And the Butcher is trying to hold off a charging 41 and a 17. Brian Dees on the outside. And up to this point, Rick, that's not where you wanted to be. Where is it right now? No, because here comes the 41. And the 41 gets to the inside now. Kilroe trying to make position. And he does, up to fifth spot. Here comes Ty Morosco. Morosco way down low for just a moment. Gathers it back in, trying to get around Ryan Wash in the 68. Now, we haven't done this yet tonight. We're going to do it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there watching on your phone, I want you to take that rocker dial, that volume button, and I want you to put it all the way up to 10. If you're watching on the big screen, I want you to take that volume and put it to 100, because we are about to turn it up. if that doesn't get your heart pumping, I don't know what will. We've had 2 different lead changes during that crank it up. Dakota Todd first, and then the 41 of Dalton Kilroe took over. Dalton Kilroe, currently your race leader, has led 4 laps in his number 41 machine. Ryan Wash is behind him. Wash down to the inside, looking to make it happen. Blake Decker follows him. Decker trying to hold on for a second place run in his number 92. The 41 falls 3 spots just like that.
Yeah, I think we can figure out who has new tires out there, Chris. And man, it got really cloudy out there all of a sudden.
Yeah, it sure did, but it has not helped the track temperature yet, Rick, as it's climbed back up to 110 degrees. Here comes Blake Decker for the race lead. Blake Decker down to the inside of the 68. The 68 touches the wall a little bit. Oh, man, he almost loses it.
Did a good job hanging on to it there. Dalton Kilroe, probably a little pucker moment there, Chris.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy, just stay up there. Just stay up there, Wash. We have a little bit more than 4 to go.
Blake Decker credited with a lap led here in his number 92. Dalton Kilroe behind him. Ryan Wash was able to gather up that 68 car after touching the wall. Dakota Todd and Jamie Walker battling it out for 4th spot. As Walker started on the pole here to start stage number 2, now finds himself in 5th position. And the 88 looking a little bit on that inside, doesn't quite have the run yet, but man, we talked about it at the beginning here, Rick, a guy that really needed a good race finish. It's the 92 of Blake Decker, and look at him go now. He is on front. And the 41, though, he's starting to catch him up a little bit. Dalton Kilroe is inching in ever so closely, as is Ryan Wash. Wash has corrected whatever it was that was going on, and now starting to catch. But we have a battle for the race lead, Rick. The 41 inside of the 92, and Dalton Kilroe takes over the race lead once again.
Chris, while that was going on, I was kind of flipping through, and I see Corey Rutherford in the 55 machine got up into the outside wall as a bunch of the guys from the lead pack were going around. And man, Rutherford had that was a scary moment. I'm sure he was a little nervous there because he kind of rode that wall, and that car wanted to kick out, but he held it tight, went down onto the apron, so got everything going once again. The 55, though, had a little scary moment there in 23rd position.
Now, Dalton Kilroe, the 41, the 92 of Blake Decker, the 68 of Ryan Wash, and the 88 of Jamie Walker, the top 4, and they have kind of split away. Dakota Todd starting to fall back just a little bit, Rick, about a half a second behind Jamie Walker, so it's a 4-car split away. And Kilroe leading the way as we're about to start lap 100 as soon as they cross the start-finish line.
And of course, now lap 100 getting done, Chris. That means stage number 2 coming up in about 44 laps here.
Got four drivers, Rick, who are off track right now from the original 29 that started. Excuse me, 3 drivers off from the original 29 that started. Jacob Hoppy in the 2 car, Derek Paulson and Aaron Bockover. Those 3 drivers not going to make it to the end. Kyle Wellman has been on pit road. Well, he was on pit road for quite a while, but now the 42 back out on track, doing everything he can to try and make up a little bit of ground. Nick Okie being scored 7 laps down in 25th position. Corey Sherman, Nick Okie 17 laps down. Oh, the 41 into the wall. Ooh, I heard that. Blake Decker in the 92, now your race leader. And Ryan Wash in 2nd spot. Jamie Walker up to the 3rd. And the 41, we're going to check in to see if there's any big-time damage or not. Rick, maybe you can do that for Dalton Kilroe, who is being scored in 7th spot right now. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Brian Dees gets together with somebody. I didn't see who it was. but the yellow silk is flying again. Let's go back and take a peek. So we're watching the 17 of Brian Dees. Oh, Hayden Wheeler up front of him in the 4 car. Gets into the wall, comes right back down on the 17. And that may end both of their nights. I know. What do you say, Rick? We kick it on over to race control and find out what they have to say about it.
Yes, sir.
It's the D's and Hayden.
What the?
Oh, that's Hayden all day. Comes up, gets loose, hits the wall, comes down and takes out D's. So. All right, guys, that was between the 4 and the 17. Coming off of turn number 2, the 4 gets loose into the outside wall. Comes down onto the 17, spinning around. It's going to be on the 4, EOL first strike.
All right, so that one's being called exactly what we thought. And unfortunately for Hayden, I believe his car suffered a great deal of damage. The 17 of Brian Dees may be able to go again. Put some pretty big damage on that car as well. And that gives these guys an opportunity to kind of shake out their arms a little bit here, Rick, as we're about halfway through the stage. Working lap 105 of the 144 to end stage number 2.
Yeah, and while all that was going down, Chris, I was trying to just check out the 41 car there through my binoculars, and a little bit of damage there, but not much. I mean, there is some crinkled metal on that thing, but I don't think it's going to really matter much here at Dover. I think more just a kind of a scary moment there for Kilrow. This caution will help to let him take a deep breath, Chris, gather his wits about him, and continue back on.
Well, so far tonight, 4 cautions. So one of those was for a stage. Had 13 different caution laps and 12 different lead changes. And man, it's all been happening basically here in the second stage. These guys have been racing for the lead hard. It's been a lot of fun. Let's see if they can tune it back in and get this thing going once again. It's going to be a new race leader this time, though. It's going to be Noah Van Hoot in the 01 car. Ryan Wash in the 68 going to be starting in second. Blake Decker and Jamie Walker, your top 4. Pole sitter Dakota Todd going to be restarting in 5th position. Then it's going to be Rick Thompson and Hank Caston. Caston doing a good job getting his lap back. All the way back up to 7th position. Dalton Kilrow going to be starting in 8th in that 41. Ian Habiuk having a good run here tonight, running in 9th position. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin rounding out the top 10. Some lap down vehicles going across or going past the pace car, Rick, just to get that lap back. And we're going to get back under the green flag here very shortly.
Very shortly, yeah. The pace car is getting ready, Chris.
So far tonight, Jamie Walker has led 48 laps, by far the most. 2 different drivers have led 18. That's the Butcher and Dakota Todd. Don Kilrow has led 10. Blake Decker with 7. Van Hoot with 2. Caston with 2. And Ryan Wash had 1 lap led as well.
And it looks like Noah Van Hoot trying to take a little page out of the 88 book there, Chris. Going to be restarting this race here on the outside with Ryan Wash on the inside. Right behind Wash, you got the 92 of Blake Decker. Of course, Jamie Walker right there behind Noah Van Hoot. So this is going to get real interesting here.
Yeah, pace car is off. Van Hoot on the outside of row 1 has control of the field, waiting. Man, is he making him wait? Green flag in the air. The outside doesn't move. The inside does. Ryan Wash going for it on the inside. He's going to bring the 92 of Blake Decker with him. Dakota Todd's going to be joining the party. Not the best restart for Van Hoot. Unfortunately, going backwards in a hurry as the 41 now goes around him. Here comes Rick Thompson in the 76 to go around. The 88 of Jamie Walker.
Oh, Walker blinking a little bit too.
Yeah, he is.
I think Noah was maybe a little worried, Chris, of spinning his tires on that restart there, but man, he held everybody up. Now he's falling back. Noah Van Hoot right now in 7th place.
Battle.
Hank Caston on the inside.
Battle for the lead, and it's a quick one, Rick, as the 92 gets around Ryan Walsh. Blake Decker gonna lead that lap as he crosses the start-finish line. Blake Decker having a great race here so far tonight. Ryan Walsh, a great race as well, in 2nd spot. Your pole sitter for tonight's race, Dakota Todd, 63. He's running in 3rd spot, being followed by Dalton Kilroe in the 41. Rick Thompson, I'm telling you, I don't know if there's any other driver out there that's passed as many cars as he has tonight, but he is sitting in 5th position with the 88 of Jamie Walker right behind him.
Yeah, I mean, Rick Thompson's been all over the place there, Chris. Started here tonight in 7th, currently in 5th right now. But like you said, he's passed cars, been passed them again. But what a great night there for Rick Thompson so far in that 76-speed Mafia machine.
And Blake Decker is the race leader. We've got a battle going on for 2nd spot. Dakota Todd to the inside. Ryan Wash stuck on the outside. Has to try and get it back down. He's going to this time by Rick Thompson now to the inside. This is going to be a battle for 4th. Rick Thompson on the inside of the 41.
Yeah, Dalton Kilroe not giving that up very easy, Chris. Working very, very hard to try to keep Thompson, but not able to do it, I don't think. Thompson right now is ahead by a little bit. He's bringing Walker along with him.
And Casson in the 5 car behind them drops down to the inside. So the 41 is getting shuffled back a little bit here, Rick, as the 88 now goes door to door heading into turn 1. The 88 makes that pass happen. The 41 still stuck on the outside. Here comes Hank Caston to the inside. Oh, Caston
on the inside.
Yeah, he had a little bit of oversteer going on there, and that allows for the 41 to drop back down. So a small mistake out of the 5 machine, and he is stuck in 7th spot. The 41 able to get back down, holding on to 6th position. Jamie Walker in front of him, up in the top 5.
I don't know if it was my camera angle or not, Chris, but man, the 5 looked a little squirrely there in the front, but Hank Caston wheeling that thing as much as he can as he goes around the 11. Ian Habiak also goes around 11. Ian looks like he's starting to pick up a little bit of speed there also in the 16 machine.
Yeah, Ian Habiak being scored in 8th position behind Hank Caston. And from what I've seen of Ian here tonight, he's just running very consistent lines. And that needs to continue. If it can, he'll be finishing in the top 10 tonight. He's got plenty of speed. He's just got to control it.
Yeah, right now, Chris, tonight's pole sitter there, Dakota Todd, starting to peak a little bit there on the inside of the 92. Not able to do anything as they head into turns, where are we here? 3 and 4.
Dakota Todd.
Yeah, he's definitely looking, and there he goes. He's going back on the inside. Oh.
Down the back stretch in turns number 3 and 4. The 63 gets around the 92 of Blake Decker to resume the race lead. Dakota Todd, tonight's pole sitter, back up front to lead another one.
Man, I might need to borrow some of that blood pressure medicine there, buddy.
I've got plenty. You can have them. Oh wait, no, you can't.
You need those, my friend.
So Dakota Todd, your first place runner right now with Blake Decker, Ryan Wash, and Jamie Walker, your top 4. Those 4 cars have separated away. We saw the 42 of Kyle Wellman coming down pit road. And so far tonight, it's been a very entertaining race. It's been a lot of fun. Lots of swapping back and forth on the lead, and plenty of different race leaders, that's for sure.
The last couple of races have been fantastic here with the Blazing Pedals guys. They definitely they're in a good place right now, and this is exactly what the drivers want, Chris. And man, they're keeping miles at bay tonight. I don't know how, but they're doing it.
Yeah. And they've had 8 different race leaders here tonight, so a good showing of just how close some of these drivers are to each other as far as speed and consistency. And it's been a lot of fun. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're here every Sunday night. Well, except for next weekend, Rick.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do, Chris. I mean, we're all done with our Wednesday broadcast. Of course, we have some stuff coming up there. I know you got your itch back and getting the wheel back connected to the desk. So I think we're in for a good week of racing. And it all starts right here at Dover with the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com K&N series.
Yeah, right here tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We're working on getting very close now to the end of stage number 2. Fuel shouldn't be a problem. These guys were down pit road not that long ago. About 19, 20 laps, depending.
And Decker has a little bit of pressure there from Ryan Wash there, Chris. Ryan Wash takes that 68 to go machine into second place, gets around Decker. Now Jamie Walker trying to look and see what he can do.
And Blake doing a good job. Knows he just needs a good finish. I think that's what this is. The 92 has been, he's had some issues so far this season, but really this is exactly what he needs. A nice top 3 run right now out of the 92. But don't look, because the 88 is inching in closer and closer. Behind them, Rick, it's Rick Thompson and Dalton Kilroe getting ready to do battle. Kilroe peeking on the inside. Can't get there heading into 3. But maybe he'll be there by the time 1 and 2 happens, because he is staying way down low. I don't know how he just did that.
I don't know either.
That was a very aggressive move on the 41 to stay down low. It didn't work, but it was impressive.
Oh, Jamie Walker trying to do something a little different here, Chris. Right now on the outside there of Blake Decker in the 92. Walker got a lot of speed right there. But Decker fighting back right now on the inside. Rick Thompson's like, I don't know who to follow, but I got to be careful because the 41's right on my back bumper, and so is a Hank Caston. Hank Caston trying to work the inside lane right now of the 41. Not going to be able to do it this time by.
So a lot of racing right here with these 5 drivers, as the 88 was able to get around the 92 of Decker on the outside. Rick, that's the first time we've seen the outside work here tonight. It's certainly capable of doing it. Just didn't think we had seen enough racing out there to rubber that part of the track in, but apparently it's rubbered in enough for the 88 machine, as he is gone. He's trying to catch the 68 of Ryan Wash. Wash 2.3 seconds behind your race leader, the 63 of Dakota Todd. And Todd starting to stretch it out just a little bit more as your pole sitter tonight. He knows how to get around this track, Rick, and he's got all kinds of fresh air in front of him.
And I mean, we know that fresh air really comes into play pretty much at any track, Chris. And right now, 63, he's loving it.
Ryan Wash hits the afterburners just a little bit, as he is trying to stay well out in front of the 88 of Jamie Walker. Walker separated from the 4 drivers behind him. Starting with the 92 of Blake Decker, then it's Rick Thompson, Dalton Kilroe, Hank Caston. Behind them, it's Ty Morosco, and Ty is trying to get himself into the mix here, Rick. He's edging closer to Hank Caston's rear bumper, as we've got about 12 laps to go before the yellow flag scheduled to fly here for stage number 2.
Yeah, I wonder how the medical staff's doing there at the TRJ Karting Infield Care Center, Chris. They haven't had to talk about it yet. Oh, and speaking of that, Corey Sherman the number 3 is in the infield care center.
Go ahead and grab him, bud.
Hey, let me get out of this stupid thing.
Corey Sherman, the Shermanator. You got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
What's going on, man? I was just talking. I was like, man, the infield care center, been very quiet there tonight.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dover. I can't keep it off the wall here.
It is a tough track to do that, that's for sure.
Exactly. And, had a couple cocktails, so that made it a little bit harder.
Usually that helps out, buddy. Hey, listen, we heard about your dad. We hope everything's okay. And, obviously, Chris and I and all of us here at Turn 3 Racing Network, our thoughts and prayers are with you that everything is okay and goes well. And, we're here for you if you need us.
Oh, no, he's fine. He's just got, some arthritis in his neck and that's bothering him because, for some reason in May we got snow yesterday, so
that
was really bothering him.
we got that. You sent that up to Vermont to us, too. We appreciate that, bud.
Oh, yeah.
So listen, the 3 pretty much done for tonight, you think?
Yeah, I parked here for the night. I'm getting ready for the return next 2 weeks at Charlotte and bringing on the new paint scheme.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
Caution on the field. Corey, I hate to cut it off short, bud, but we got some action.
It's all right. Good broadcast tonight, guys, and go TNA.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much, and sorry for your luck, and we look forward to the return, and I'm looking forward to what's coming up.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Good, brother. You're welcome.
Thank you. We're watching the 1. Unfortunately, gets into the backside of the 5 car. Might have been a checkup issue there as the 1 gets into Hank Caston's number 5, and I believe that was maybe a little bit of a checkup that happened in front of him with the 41 machine. Let's go back over and listen in on race control.
Blake taps Rick Thompson. Thompson comes out in front of Dalton. Dalton checks up. Hank checks up. Ty gets in the back of him, and Ty spins the whole way around. Does that make sense?
I'm getting ready to see it on your stream.
17, I'm just looking over some damage.
But Blake definitely makes contact with him.
Rick, Blake said he's sorry. His car is just not handling good.
I had a feeling
Huh?
From there, it looked like Ty.
Like I said, Blake gets into
I'm just glad we're both still in the right direction.
76. Dalton checks up. Hank checks up. Ty gets in the back of Hank, and yeah.
So it'll be Ty. I mean, it's unfortunate when everybody picks up and it's accordion, but if you're the guy to turn somebody, it's got to be you.
All right, guys, there was a lot that went on there. What started that whole chain of events was the 92 clips the 76, 41 checks up for the 76, 5 checks up for the 41, 1 gets into the back of the 5, the 1 spins the whole way around. That's going to be on the 1. That's an EOL and first strike.
And there you have it. It's going to be called on the 1 of Ty Morosco, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot you can't help there, Rick. It was truly, you heard the word accordion effect from Mark, and that was exactly what was happening. And unfortunately, the 1 just not able to hoe up just enough, and around he ended up going, and it's really too bad.
Yeah, I mean, all those drivers are having a great night, Chris, and I mean, not much you can do with that situation. I mean, those guys racing close, they're all, leading each other, and like you said, I mean, that's just, part of the downfall of that is once one guy checks up, everybody's got to be very cautious, and it's very easy to kind of, I don't really want to say zone out, but maybe drone a little bit. You got the engine going, and you're just kind of complacent doing what you have to do, trying to be aware, but when somebody, I mean, there's no brake lights on these cars, so just kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. This is caution number 5. Of course, one of those was for a stage. Remember, there is the 5 caution rule of going single file. Now, stages don't count towards that, so by my math, Rick, that means we're at 4.
Yes, sir.
Race car lights are off. Cars are going to file in 2 by 2. Your race leader, Dakota Todd, also your pole sitter here tonight, is going to resume the lead to his outside, Ryan Wash. Inside row number 2, Jamie Walker to his outside, the 76 of Rick Thompson. Blake Decker going to be starting in the 5th place with the 41 of Dalton Kilroe to his outside. Hank Caston and Ian Habiak going to make up row number 5 as we get set to unleash these cars one more time around this 1 mile track known as Dover International Speedway.
Miles getting a little snack. Chris, couple guys out. I mean, Corey Sherman, we talked to him right before the caution came out, unfortunately, for the number 3. But, man, I can't wait until Charlotte because it's going to be fun. And I think you will be just as happy as I am to see what is coming down the pipe.
All right, on. Well, pace car is off. Now it's in the foot of the 63. He puts it to the floor. Here we go under the green flag. One more time from Dover.
Todd got a really good restart.
Yeah, he did. And we're working lap 141. Stage is going to end at the end of lap 144. Dakota Todd looking strong to become the stage 2 winner. Well, we're going to see how that plays out as Jamie Walker, sitting in 3rd spot, was taking a peek on Ryan Wash, couldn't get there, falls back a little bit. Rick Thompson in the 4th spot with his number 76. The Speed Mafia car looking strong here tonight, and man, he has been kind of all over the field, but he keeps filtering himself, Rick, to the top.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys having a great night here tonight, Chris. It's been amazing. I mean, I think this has been a very good race here at Dover. That track temperature cooling off just a little bit, 101 degrees. And man, Todd, that 63 looking good. I mean, he was top of the speed charts during practice. He qualified on the pole. He's danced around a little bit here in the field tonight.
One more lap before the yellow silk flies. Stage 2 coming to an end, less than 1 mile away. The 63 hits the back stretch, and he puts the foot down to the floor, lets off one more time to get around turns 3 and 4, and then it's just the front stretch. And stage 2 is going to belong to Dakota Todd here tonight. So a big congratulations goes out to Dakota Todd, who was able to get back to the front and get himself a stage win.
You know what? I like his sponsor, Chris, Charger Racing Chassis. Let me tell you, he's been charging through the field all night long.
Yeah, he really has. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for just a moment, let these pit stops happen, and we will be right back. I'm back live here from Dover International Speedway, and we have yet another race leader. It's the 35 of Brian Mcrae, who's coming back from, well, he was involved with an incident earlier on when he got into the back of the 42 car, and now finds himself as the race leader with Blake Decker and Ian Habiuk right behind him in the top three. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin running in fourth spot. Ryan Wash is running in the top five. Dakota Todd, your stage 2 winner, running in the 6th position. Jamie Walker, Rick Thompson, David Bennett, and Brian Dees, your top 10, as the cars start folding in 2x2 behind the pace car. Pace car lights are off, getting ready to go back under the green flag. And it is going to be a race to the end here. This is when all the strategies that they've been employing throughout the entire race start to come to fruition. And the 35 is going to be starting in the top spot. And he chose to start on the outside just ahead of his teammate, the Butcher, last week's winner from Talladega. What a race that was, guys. If you missed that one, you really should go check it out. It's going to be right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network under the YouTube channel, and just look for Blazing Pedals, man. That was an incredibly good race last week. Pace car is off, getting ready to go back to the green flag. Brian Mcrae doesn't waste a lot of time. He is on the loud pedal as we get these cars back up to speed. Green flag is out again here from Dover. The Butcher not able to stay with his teammate, Brian Mcrae. Mcrae with a great start. Blake Decker able to get up into position. And here comes Ryan Wash. Wash to the inside of the 16. Ian Habiuk. Habiuk pushed back to 5th spot. Habiuk has to get down now, or else the 63 is going to look inside. It's too late. The 63 is there. The 63 of Dakota Todd looking to the inside of the 16. Ian Habiuk getting set up to go backwards as his teammate, the 88, now runs to the inside. Jamie Walker takes position. Here comes Rick Thompson. Thompson now looking to take that spot away. Ooh, Brian Dees gets very loose, somehow able to save it. And that gives Ian Habiuk a huge break as he's able to get back down in line. Otherwise, he was probably going to lose another couple of positions. Back up front, it's Ryan Wash. He got around the 35 of Mcrae. Mcrae holding on to 2nd spot. And then it is a hornet's nest back here. The 10, the 63, the 88, and the 76 all doing battle. And speaking of that hornet's nest, let's go back here a little ways as the 92 of Blake Decker trying to push his way through the field. The 92 goes up high, can't get there. Oh, comes back down on the 5, almost gets a back bumper of the 92. Hank Casson doing a good job to stay away. Oh, the 92 just jumps up high. That car not handling well at this point in the race, and he is going backwards. Here comes the 33 of John Perkins and the 22 of Brad Collins. Blake Decker going backwards in a hurry. All the way back to 12th position. The 41, Dolan Kilroe, right behind him in 13th spot. Back up towards the front, 4th place runner, the 88 of Jamie Walker behind Dakota Todd. Todd running in the 3rd spot. Tonight's pole sitter trying to get back up towards the front. He makes a good move down on the inside of Brian Mcrae. And Dakota Todd leading the way for the 88 of Jamie Walker now to the inside of the 35 machine. Walker gets around, and here comes Rick Thompson making quick work out of the 35 just like that. The guy that started this stage, the final stage on the pole, is back to 5th spot. And Ryan Wash and his 68 machine, he is just leaving people behind.
Yeah, while all that's going on, Chris, Blake Decker fell down to 13th position. Ian Habiuk and Dalton Kilroe both able to get around him. At 92, of course, we got Ty Morosco right behind him. He's back out there.
And behind Ty is the 86 of Terry Foster. Foster being scored, the first car, 1 lap down. And Foster is actually pretty quick right now. He's racing pretty well alongside the 1 of Ty Morosco, and he's setting up to make some passes happen. Here comes the 14 of Jeff Price. That one would be for position. Ooh, Terry.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, Terry.
You're the lone TNA guy out there, buddy. You can do it.
Terry got himself a little bit loose, backed it down. Very smart move.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Blake Decker got right to the back bumper there. The 16 Chris had to back off a little bit as the car looks like it got a little tight, and Ty Morosco had almost a little deja vu there.
Now the 92, since the drop of the green flag, has not been happy with that car. He started off inside of the top 10, has fallen all the way back to 13th position, and unfortunately for Blake, that car just not handling the way he wants it to go.
Oh.
Man, yeah, that car just is not happy out there, and the 92 has got his hands full. Meanwhile, right behind him, Terry Foster, the first car 1 lap down. Foster is trying to get that lap back, Rick, and he's doing everything that he possibly can to do so. He's in the right spot. Now he just has to ride it out and see if there's going to be a caution. Up front, it's Brian Wash. He's got a 0.6 of a second lead over Rick Thompson, and Thompson is getting passed right now by Jamie Walker. Walker up to second spot.
Hey, 88 TRJkarting.com, number 88 man. All these guys, they've been racing like this all night long. Of course, Dakota Todd sitting in 4th place right behind him. The 76 of Rick Thompson. Brian Mcrae still rounding out that top, or the top 5. In the 35, he's got his teammate Taylor the Butcher Benjamin behind him. Hank Caston right now sitting in 7th. Caston's been having a good night. Brian Dees in 8th position. Dalton Kilrow worked his way up to 9th position. Brad Collins rounding out that top 10, Chris.
Yeah, Collins is starting to race like I thought he might be able to tonight. I've said it a few times. He was very fast in the practice session before we went live. Had a pretty good qualifying run out of the 22, and now finds himself inside of the top 10 in 10th position. The 41 making his way around Brian Dees. That's a spot. So Dalton Kilrow now up to 8th position. The 41 starting to stretch. Kilrow to the back bumper of the 10. And now makes his way down on the inside. The Butcher kind of lets it happen. So the Butcher isn't handling well, as the 17 of Brian Dees also able to get around and then kicks out the rear of the car. Man, these guys they're not happy with the setup. It is all over the place, Rick.
Well, the interesting thing, Chris, this is the coolest that the track has been. It's at 100 degrees even right now. So, I mean, even a couple degrees really changes the way that the car feels. And like you said, right now, a lot of cars out there not happy.
The 41 of Don Kilrow has his eyes set on 6th position, Hank Caston, as they go around David Bennett, who's being scored 1 lap down. Bennett was able to get around Terry Foster, so Bennett right now being scored. Oh, nope, we're going to change that to Hayden Wheeler now being scored as the first car 1 lap down as Wheeler gets around him.
Man, let me tell you, Brian Wash, if he's looking in his rearview mirror, Chris, he's seen nothing but like that lime green 88 there behind him a few times here. Jamie Walker really starting to pour it on as he looks on the inside of the 68 right now. We might have a battle for the lead coming up.
Yeah, 71 laps to go, and Walker is making his way towards the front of the field. Just one car separates the 88 from the race lead, and that is the 68 of Ryan Wash. Rick Thompson right behind Jamie Walker, and Thompson has been on fire this entire race. Pole sitter Dakota Todd trying to get in to be part of the action.
If anybody's wondering where that green cone went that was out there on track, the 42, Kyle Wellman took it out. He's got the Cone Killer Award tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately for Wellman, not the night he was looking for. Involved in an earlier incident tonight with 35, who's currently running in 6th spot. That's Brian Mcrae. Wellman was able to make it back out on track. Obviously not as fast as he was at one point, being scored in 25th position, 25 laps down. Kind of a shame for him. He had a good qualifying spot again here tonight, Rick, but just things didn't go his way. So after a 3rd place finish last week, not looking great for the 42 machine.
Well, you know, they call this place the Monster Mile, Chris, and let me tell you, the monster has been hungry. And he's been chewing hopes and dreams all night here tonight.
The 76 of Rick Thompson may be starting to look to the inside of the 88. Rick Thompson has been on fire for this race, and it has shown all night long. This time through comes out a little bit tight, and that may give the 63 of Dakota Todd everything he was looking for. Dakota Todd to the inside. One little mistake.
That's all it takes.
Blake Decker now the first car 1 lap down as the race leader's going around, and Decker, one of those drivers who's just not happy with the car right now. The Mark Arthur chassis number 92, displeased with the way it's handling, and he has unfortunately gone a lap down after being up front quite a bit here tonight, Rick.
Yeah, leading 16 laps here tonight at the Monster Mile, Chris. Unfortunate. I mean, you can see a lot of change from these cars right now. You know, I mean, we are on lap 176 at 240. We only got 64 laps left to go, and now that track temperature 99 degrees. I think we got a cold front coming in, brother.
Yes, we do, and it's happening out on the track. Oh, the 63 takes a nice line to the inside. Going to take over 2nd spot.
Wow.
From Jamie Walker. And Dakota Todd, a man on the mission tonight. He's already got a stage win. He's got a pole win. And Rick, I think he might be looking for the actual win here tonight, because he has been on fire.
And that he has. I mean, Chris, a lot of these guys running up front, man, they've been battling it out all night long right now. Ryan Walsh trying to get through lap traffic here. He's got the 73 on notice now. Now he's got his target set on the 16 of Ian Habiuk. And these guys are dodging all over the place.
And Ian Habiuk being scored in 14th position. Ryan Walsh getting set to put him down a lap. And he does so. The 63 clears him. And now teammate 88, Jamie Walker, goes around Ian Habiuk. Habiuk now being scored your first car, 1 lap down. And I don't think we're done yet.
No, we're definitely not done yet.
The 85 just ahead of your race leader. That is Travis Mcchesney. Mcchesney being scored 5 laps down. And these top 3 cars have really pushed the NOS button tonight, Rick. They are on fire. They're blazing around this track. They're still pulling 23-second lap times.
They are cruising.
Just wonderful racing going on here at Dover International Speedway, the site of excitement for this week's Blazing Pedals race, brought to you by TRJKarting.com here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming out on a Sunday night, a Mother's Day, and I want to wish all those mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. I know one of them is Skittles. She's usually out there watching. Happy Mother's Day to Skittles.
Got the Shermanator out there cheering on his teammate. I also forgot, Noah Van Hoot's still out there also.
Oh, yeah, Van Hoot. Yep. Look at the top 3 cars, Rick. They are nose to tail, evenly spaced. Oh,
yellow.
caution on the field. And it may be David Bennett. Potentially, we're going to go back and take a peek. So we're watching the 13 of David Bennett. Bennett was being scored 3 laps down. Comes down to the inside. And stops on track. Oh,
all right.
The 85, though, of Travis Mcchesney may have been what brought out the caution.
Oh, I see the 73 tapped the wall. Yep.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, off the wall.
Yep. Unfortunate for Mcchesney.
And Mcchesney's hood goes up.
Oh, that got creamed by Mcrae.
Oh, and Hank Caston involved. Oh, my goodness. A rough run for the 85 machine. Falls under caution. Let's kick it on over to race control.
Yeah, that's going to be on Mcchesney. He brought that out. He jacked on the brakes in the middle of the corner. I don't know if he was trying to get to the pits or what, but I mean, he's
on who, Mcchesney?
Yeah, he's almost to a dead stop, and then Brian just kills him.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying. Here, let me see something. Go to his cockpit real quick. All right, so he's down. Boom. I don't know if his hood's up on his screen, but it flies up on my end. So hood's up. I don't know what the hell he was thinking there, man.
Looks like his car goes to the right. Yeah, he turns up right in front of Brian.
I don't know what was going on there, but I mean, he stopped dead in the middle of the track. I have to give that to him.
My hood was
Looked
up.
like
I
he
couldn't
decided
see.
to
I
stay out, and then he
blaming on the brake and it would
turned right into Brian. Yeah, that would definitely be him.
Yeah, he just said I was slamming on the brakes.
Don't worry about it. All good.
So I got to give that to Mcchesney because he's
just like if you're gonna pit and you're gonna say, why not stay on the fucking apron? I don't get it, man.
I don't know if he was trying to turn it or what, but I have to give that to him just because it. All right, hold on. All right, guys, a lot went on that one. Started 73, gets in the outside wall, pulls it off, gets into the 85. 85 shoots down into the track, hits the inside wall, and then in 3 and 4 comes to a complete stop almost, and 35 gets into him. It's going to be on the 85 for on basically almost stopping on the track, but 85 EOL first strike.
All right, well, there we have it, Rick. It's on Mcchesney.
That was a tough one, man. I mean, trying to find out what Mcchesney was doing, it's kind of like that time when Mcrae slowed down a little bit there, trying to find out. And I mean, pit road comes at you so fast here at Dover, and you know that you got to slow down to that 35 miles per hour. But the hood coming out, I mean, that's one thing iRacing has done a fantastic job with the damage models. I know it caused a couple of issues with folks' computers, but it seems like each update they get better and better. But man, having that hood pop up, that's got to be scary because you have, it's not like in the real world where you can kind of lean out the window or maybe crouch down a little bit and try to look underneath it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm not looking forward to coming back to, Rick, to be honest with you.
I don't know. That's going to be the cool thing about us being able to get back in the cars, though, Chris. We're going to learn a lot because, I mean, back when we first started broadcasting way back in the day, it was nice because we were still active drivers, and then we decided to take a break and pursue this basically full time, and so you kind of lose touch. So yeah, it's gonna be fun for us. And we got a request out there in chat. Corey Sherman asked us because he forgot Miss Sherman. I personally and your son Corey would like to wish you a happy Mother's Day. You forgot during the interview, and I wasn't even thinking. Usually I'm pretty good at cracking drivers, Chris, when they forget stuff like that. But happy Mother's Day to you, Miss Sherman. We appreciate your son and all the support that we get here from the Turn 3 Racing Network. And, of course, the Blazing Pedals drivers and league, they appreciate it also.
Absolutely, as we are getting ready to go back under the green flag. And we've got a new race leader, Rick. It is Brian Dees in the 17, who's coming back from a couple of bouts of adversity here to now lead the race. As that caution flag gave these guys the ability to come down pit road. And well, if they had 4 tires, they don't anymore, as we only have, well, let's see, 53 laps to go.
53 left to go. Yeah.
Pace car's off, and we are getting ready to rumble. Brian Dees in the 17, wasting no time. Green flag on the field as the 17 has the race lead. And we've got a battle cooking here. The 41 of Don Kilroe stuck to the outside. Jamie Walker was able to get around him. Now Walker down to the inside of the 63 of Dakota Todd. Jamie Walker trying to push himself up towards the front as quickly as he can. Walker gets around Wash. Wash gets into the wall. That's the second time tonight we've seen that happen to Ryan. And he is still losing positions. Back to 9th spot now. Brian D is your race leader, but he gets tight, and here comes Ty Morosco. Morosco goes down on the inside. Jamie Walker now down to the inside of the 17, takes over 2nd spot. Jamie Walker may not be done yet, Rick, because he's got the 1 car of Ty Morosco firmly in his sights. Jamie Walker down to the inside, looking for the race lead one more time. Here it is. The 88 takes over the lead from Ty Morosco. Back to the front. It's been a while, Rick, but now back up to the front is Jamie Walker. 2nd spot, Ty Morosco. Brian Dees holds on to 3rd. Dakota Todd rocking 4th spot. And we've got Dalton Kilroe in the 41 running in 5th. Rick Thompson 6th. The Butcher has Jeff Price right behind him. Ian Habiak there. Ian being scored 1 lap down. He's the first car a lap down, so he's desperately trying to move forward. The 92 of Blake Decker being scored 1 lap down, so he and Ian are going to be battling it out for that lucky dog spot, Rick.
Oh, and the yellow flag is out now.
And there it is. That should put Ian Habiak on the lead lap, and Hayden Wheeler nosed right in. Let's go find out what happened.
Oh, it's never good when I hit replay, Chris, and it shows Miles the Monster there.
No. The 4 car heading into the corner. The 9 of Nick Okie right behind him. The 73 ahead of him. Oh, the 73 comes off the wall and into the 4. And man, Hayden Wheeler goes for a ride. That car heavily damaged. You saw the left front suspension hanging. And the 4 of Hayden Wheeler probably going to be done for the night. Unfortunate for him. Let's kick it on over to race admin and see what they have to say about the whole thing.
Yeah, all right.
User joined your channel.
That one's easy. All right, guys, that one was between the 73 and the 4. Coming off of turn number 2, 73 about gets into the wall and tries to keep it off the wall. Comes down and gets into the 4. It's going to be on the 73 EOL first strike.
Single file.
It is single file already.
Tell them.
Can you turn whatever you have turned up down? Because I could hear myself. I could hear myself.
All right. Well, pretty much just how we called it, Rick.
Yeah, no disputing what happened there. Unfortunate, though.
Yeah, it is. And we also heard the call, single file restart.
That's going to change things up here just a little bit. Just making sure my scoring's right, but Hank Casson leading the field right now.
Yeah, that's what I've got. So you weren't wrong. And Ian Habiak did receive that lucky dog, so he's going to be back on the lead lap. Blake Decker in the 92 stays out. He's going to get his lap back by going around the pace car when the lights go off. And that should give us 15 drivers on the lead lap when it all kind of cycles through. Barry Foster will be the first driver 1 lap down in the 86 machine. So of the 29 drivers that started here tonight, 7 will not finish as of right now. Hayden Wheeler may make it 8 as he is still on pit road. And that 4-car heavy damage, I would expect him to be done for the night, maybe. But I've been wrong before. And the back of Hank Caston's car really showing the toll that this track can take on you. He is the race leader, but heavy damage to the rear end of the 5 machine. As the pace car lights go off, the 92 hops around the pace car. And we're getting set, Rick, for a single file restart for the first time here tonight.
It's going to be interesting too, because usually Jamie Walker used to the side-by-side type stuff, but Hank Caston's going to have control of that field, Chris. He's got some big names right there behind him. Jamie Walker, Dalton Kilrow, Jeff Price in the 14th, sitting there in 4th. Ryan Wash still sitting there in the top 5. Ty Morosco, Dakota Todd sitting in 7th. The Butcher in 8th. John Perkins in 9th. And Ian Habiak rounding out that top 10.
A lot to be decided here with 43 laps to go when we take the green flag. But Hank Caston going to be in control of the field here as soon as the pace car drops off. Everybody will be waiting on the right foot of Hank Caston. And we hear some downshifting, and here we go. The 5 takes off. The 88 able to stay there for the most part. A good restart from Hank Caston, Jamie Walker, and Dalton Kilrow. Kilrow does have a little bit of a gap, though. Jeff Price in the 14, looking to the outside. Can he make it work?
Well, Jamie Walker took no time to get around the 5 with Hank Caston either, Chris.
Rick, we got one more in the infield care center.
I'm doing something right now, but yeah, we do. Travis Mcchesney. Want to bring him up now? Hank. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, Hank Caston, Chris, really slow there, and Dakota Todd in the 63 had to make some evasive maneuvers to get around him, but everything's okay.
Yeah, the 86 going to work his way around now. So Caston is slow. And he got his nerves worked up just a little bit there. Ian Habiak going to use Caston. Get to the inside. See Kyle Wellman behind him, along with the 76. That's Rick Thompson. Rick Thompson now in 10th spot. And Caston is going backwards in a hurry. Back up front, though, it is Jamie Walker. He's your race leader, being followed by Jeff Price, Dakota Todd in 3rd spot. And there's a pretty good gap between those top 3 drivers.
All right, so I just wanted to make sure Mcchesney was there, Chris, because I saw that his microphone was muted, so I'll bring him up now. Driver, the number 85, Travis Mcchesney. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, man, not too often we see you in the infield care center, man. Everything okay out there?
Yeah, this is the first time I think actually where it was a wreck that threw me out. That was my 2nd incident with the number 73, Kasey. But I don't know, he came off that wall, shoved me down, and it flipped the hood up. I'm sorry to whoever ran into the back, but I could not see. When I was turning left, it slowed me down, and it just didn't want to turn left. So
yeah, you had some pretty big damage there, and that's going to be kind of scary too. That you know, when you're driving like that, your hood pops up, man. It's not like in real life where you can kind of crouch down a little bit, maybe see underneath the hood, or check out the window or something. And And yeah, I mean, you got hit a couple times there. I mean, your car got slammed pretty hard, and I'm glad you're okay, but it's too bad for you here at the Monster Mile here tonight.
Yeah, it was my first time racing at this track. I mean, it was fun until I got into those incidents, so it happens. I just want to thank my mom for giving birth to me. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thanks to my girlfriend for watching and other family and friends watching.
Well, that's awesome, buddy. Sorry that they had to see you there get an early exit. I mean, only 36 laps left to go. I have a feeling you're probably not going to be getting back out there tonight, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm already frustrated and heated, so I figured I'd park it. No need to go out there angry.
All right, brother. Well, hey, listen, unfortunately that happened to you, but you got a week off next week, so gather your wits about you, get that car fixed back up, and we'll see you on track in 2 weeks.
Will do. You guys have a good one.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
So Travis Mcchesney, driver of the car number 85, calling it a night here. Going to finish in 25th position. Very unfortunate finish for him. Got a special request out in chat, Rick, to give a shout out to Katrina for her Mother's Day. And Katrina, for whatever personal reasons there are, I hope that today was okay for you and you were able to get through it. Happy Mother's Day to you.
And the same goes for me. You know, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Daddy Cool, we got you back, buddy. And Katrina, happy Mother's Day.
Meanwhile, we're watching the 16 of Ian Habiat doing battle with the 10 car of the Butcher Benjamin out there. He's got Rick Thompson right behind him. And again, Rick Thompson has been on fire tonight, Rick. And now he's going down to the inside. He's looking to get a spot away from Ian Habiat. Thompson has been making that work all night long, but this time couldn't do it. And now the 92 coming up. Blake Decker gets around the 76, and all of a sudden that 92 looking like she's been reborn, Rick. The thing is handling okay.
Now I'm wondering if, let's see, last stop 14 seconds. Maybe the tires help out a little bit?
Oh, boy.
A little bit?
Yes, they do.
I mean, I know they'd help me out.
Yeah, tires are a big part here. I think we've mentioned it before, but this track kind of notorious for tearing up tires. And 92 sitting out there going, it's not so bad, guys. It's a Sunday night drive here at Dover. No big deal. 14 laps ago, I got some tires.
Yeah, and right now he's looking on the inside there of Ian Habiak in that 16 TRJKarting.com Toyota Camry. Ian, he's hanging on. He's doing a heck of a job there sitting in 6th place right now.
Yeah, one time he was a lap down, so good battling back for the 16 and on the lead lap, trying for 5th spot right now, Rick. He's still doing battle with the Butcher, last week's winner at Talladega.
I mean, a lot of these guys right now in the top 10, Chris, they needed this. They needed a good race. I mean, I'm talking specifically to Dakota Todd. He's had an outstanding night here tonight. Ty Morosco sitting in 4th right now. He's needed this. The Butcher needs it to continue on that momentum from winning Talladega. And obviously, we talked about Ian. He needs this to kind of boost the confidence there. Blake Decker, Rick Thompson.
Whoa, baby!
Oh, boy.
The 92 and the 16 get together. The 16 tags the inside wall. We're under caution. Very light damage to the 16 machine. Not going to be enough to put him out, but certainly enough to knock him down as he and the 92 get together. We're going to go back and take a peek at it, Rick, but we saw it live. You see it right there. The 92 just kind of wiggles up and around the 16 goes, and Ian does a fantastic job to mitigate as much damage as he can to stay off from that inside wall. We fall under caution one more time. Jamie Walker, your race leader. Let's go on over and listen in to race control.
All right, I'm gonna hand that one out. That's probably gonna be on broadcast. Well, it's on Blake.
Is that the first one on Blake?
Yeah. He's pitting. He knows. He's got to stay all the way to the right pit road.
I think he didn't kill it.
No, he didn't. He's actually okay.
Well, he might have caught that inside wall a little bit.
All right, guys, I was between the 92 and the 16. I can still hear myself.
You can hear yourself through iRace. Turn that shit down.
I can hear myself plain as day. 92 and the 16. Oh my God, Martin. I can't hand out this penalty with you doing that.
Go.
92 and the 16. Going down in turns 1 and 2. They're real close. 92 wiggles, comes up into the 16, spinning them out. It's going to be on a 92 EOL first strike. I fucking hate you.
I gotta get different fitness.
I can't stand you right now.
So a little bit of fun going on up there in race control, but it was on the 92, and unfortunate because Rick, that's one of the guys we've been talking about all night long. He really just needed a good race. Mcchesney getting his DD 214. Congratulations, bud. Way to do it. Thank you for your service. It's really awesome that you're going to get that 214. That's a big one. You have yourself a great night, bud. Congratulations once again.
I think a DD 214 trumps pretty much anything that you can get out there, Chris. I really do. That's amazing. Mcchesney, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I mean, Chris and I, we love our vets and our active service people. That's just outstanding.
Get out while the getting is good, my friend. Well, we're going to line them up again, Rick. It's going to be another single filer. Right now, as we're being scored at 25 laps to go, your race leader, Jamie Walker's led 69 laps here tonight. Dakota Todd right behind him in the number 63. He's also led a fair share of this one, 47 laps. And they're scoring 1 and 2. With Jeff Price in the 14 being scored in third spot. Ty Morosco, the Butcher Benjamin in the top 5. Rick Thompson just outside in 6th spot. John Perkins in the 33 in 7th. Brad Collins in 8th. Kasey Campbell in the 73 up to 9th. And Big Bad Brian Dees rounding out the top 10. Dalton Kilroe in 11th position. Hank Caston, Blake Decker, Ian Habiak, Ryan Wash, and Terry Foster rounding out the top 16. Terry Foster was in the right spot. Rick, he's back on the lead lap.
Which is a good thing, especially with only 25 laps left to go right now, Chris.
Yeah, that's huge. So, Terry having the kind of run that he needed tonight, too. I'm sure he'd like to finish about 5 to 15 spots ahead of where he is right now, but any finish is a good finish at this point. Get himself back on track. And pace car lights are off. We're heading down the back stretch, Rick. So we're about a half a mile or so from sending these cars back under the green flag. And the real question here is, does pole sitter Dakota Todd have anything for the current race leader, the 88 of Jamie Walker?
Well, you know, we're going to find out here pretty soon, Chris. But, man, I mean, Dakota Todd, fastest in practice, fastest qualifying, got in the pole. And that car has been through the field a bunch of times here tonight. So it's going to get real interesting to see. I mean, Jamie Walker, no slouch, especially when it comes to a restart. So it's going to get interesting there as Jamie Walker hits that go pedal, Chris. And Dakota Todd fell back just a little bit, but there's still plenty of racing to go.
Still coming up to speed as they start their way down that backstretch. Now up to speed is the 88 and the 63. Jeff Price in third spot behind them. Ty Morosco trying to close the gap a little bit. Morosco in that DQ car. Number 1 looking to have himself a good finish here tonight. The Butcher sitting in 5th spot. He's got a mirror full of the 76 of Rick Thompson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how long the Butcher might stay in the top 5, Chris, because, I mean, we've seen Rick Thompson. He's passed a lot of cars here tonight.
Oh, he's looking to do it right now.
Inside, yeah. He's like, here, I'll show you how it's done, boys. That Speed Mafia number 76 looking really good out there tonight.
And Rick Thompson is on top of his game here tonight. And here comes the 33 of John Perkins. Perkins looking hard, looking to find a crack in the Butcher's defense. Can't do it this time, heading into turn 3. coming off from turn 4 onto the front stretch. Still doesn't have it, so we'll keep an eye on that battle. That's a battle for 6th spot. Meanwhile, up front, Rick, it's Dakota Todd trying to chase down the 88 of Jamie Walker.
Yeah, Speed Mafia have been really pouring it on here tonight at Dover, Chris. These guys working really good at this track here. I mean, we just talked about the 33 of John Perkins doing an outstanding job. I mean, he started 18th here tonight, currently sitting in 7th. Like you said, looking to get to the back bumper of the 10 to put a little pressure on. But Brad Collins right there, too, in the 22. All those guys, all a part of Speed Mafia. And, of course, we talked about Rick Thompson. I mean, he's been crazy here tonight.
Checking in on Terry Foster, who's made his way up to 13th position. The 86 starting to roll again, as he's got Brian Dees ahead of him. Dees running in 12th. So that too would be a battle for position. Ian Habiuk running in 11th spot, just outside of the top 10. Hank Caston running in 10th spot, a battle for 10th now, as we're setting up little battles all over the track, Rick. And Ian has his sights set. He goes down low, can't make it. Hank Caston closes the door on him. 17 laps to go. And Ian Habiuk does a good job keeping that car down low without losing it. Goes into the corner. He has a pass on the 5. Ian Habiuk cracks into the top 10.
And talking about battles on the track, Chris, the 63 Dakota Todd just battled the 88 of Jamie Walker right before they got to the line. Dakota Todd leading this pack once again here from the Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware.
So Dakota Todd,
yellow flag.
Caution on the field. And it looks to be the 42 of Kyle Wellman one more time. This time, very, very heavy damage, as it looks like the 9 of Nick Okie also involved. Let's go back and take a peek. So the 42 comes off from the wall and kind of stays up high. The 86, just barely able to get around Wellman into the wall by himself. Oh, man. Van Hoop gets a part of it from another driver. And that might have been where Nick Okie came into play. Let's find out. So a couple of different incidences here on track, bringing out the caution with 15 to go.
Yeah, I was kind of watching, Chris. The 42 got a little loose there, and he caught it, but that just spelled disaster right there for the 42.
Oh, and into the backside of Van Hoot was the 73 of Kasey Campbell, last week's second place finisher. So Campbell now has some big time damage on the front end of his machine. As we go back live, let's check out and see if Race Control has sorted this one out.
All right, guys. We need to finish this race on the green. Let's do it now.
Oh, fucking Noah looked like you last night.
Oh, what?
Noah looked like you last night. Kasey Campbell got him pregnant.
Okay, well, I don't know. They're talking about something, so we must have missed
it. Yeah. But it was all on the 42, Chris. I mean, we saw, like I said, I went back. He got loose a little bit. He cranked the wheel hard. He collected it. And then when he came off of 4, that wall is right there. So he rode the wall a little bit. And, of course, we know that spells disaster here at Dover.
It seems to be the recurring theme here in Blazing Pedals, that outside wall.
Oh, it's really anybody who races Dover. The wall here is just, you tap it just a little bit and
it'll send you.
You're in trouble.
It'll definitely send you. Like I said, I've been there. I've done that. I
I
have the video proof. I got the picture at the end of the ride. Well, we've got 13 laps to go. Probably going to be 11 when we go back under the green flag. Dakota Todd, who has been ultra fast here tonight, is going to be leading the way. He's got Jamie Walker and Ty Morosco right behind him. Jeff Price in 4th spot. Rick Thompson to 5th. as these guys have had one hell of a race here tonight. A special thank you to all the mothers out there. A special thank you to trjkarting.com.
Yeah, he's like our mom, right?
Okay, yeah, let's say that.
Tim's been very quiet tonight. Of course, we haven't gotten a chance to go down the live spotting channel, but he sent me a message right out the bat. He's like, I needed a swing of Malanta and a couple of Tums just from practice, so.
Well, he's got to be happy with his driver right now. Ian Habiuk sitting in 10th spot.
Yeah, both of his drivers, Chris, inside the top 10 right now.
Yep. Driver number 2, the 88. Jamie Walker sitting in 2nd spot. Pace car lights are off, Rick. We're heading through turn number 2. We're going to have 11 laps to go when we go back to green flag. Are we going to end this one under green tonight? Regular scheduled distance, do you think?
You know, I think so, to be honest with you, Chris. I mean, with the single start restarts and these guys, I mean, they've had an outstanding race so far tonight. I mean, I know we've had some cautions, but it's bound to happen. And I don't think we're going to need the green-white checker here tonight.
Well, we know from last week we get 3 attempts at it.
That was just my birthday, early birthday present there. Extend Talladega for as long as you possibly can. Thank you, Mark.
Pace car's off. The 63 hits the loud pedal. Hopefully for the last time here tonight, Rick, as 11 laps to go under the green. Here we go.
And Todd wasting no time, Chris. I mean, he's learned something from watching Jamie Walker throughout the season, I think. I mean, you know, Walker did get a good restart also, but he did lose a little bit of time, so single file restarts, that's what bound to happen a little bit. But you can't count out old Jamie Walker. He's pulled some crazy things out in the past.
A pair of outstretched hands with all 10 fingers in the air, displaying 10 laps to go for Dakota Todd, looking to try and lock himself into the chase. Nine laps to go now as he heads into turn number 1, coming off from turn 2 onto the backstretch. And he's got a 0.7 of a second lead over Jamie Walker here tonight. With those 9 laps to go, we'll call it 8 when we cross the start-finish line. Jeff Price in the 14, sitting in 4th position. Rick Thompson right behind him in 6th. It's the Butcher. Dalton Killer looking to try and gain a spot. He goes down underneath the 33 of John Perkins. That may open the door up a little bit for Ian Habiuk. Habiuk running just a little bit low. Can't quite get there. The 33 closes the door. John Perkins tries to hold on. Ian Habiuk sitting in that 9th spot, though. Looking strong here towards the end of this one.
Man, these laps taking off quick. There's 6 left to go.
6 to go. Ian Habiuk down to the inside of John Perkins. Ian not settling, looking for every position he can. Habiuk now up to 8th position. Ooh, the 68, Ryan Wash, moves way down low, goes around the 22. Brad Collins, the 92. Blake Decker along for the ride. So those two pick up a spot. Terry Foster, after being a lap down for a good portion of this race, on the lead lap, running in 14th position. A good run.
Ian Habiuk coming out of 1 and 2, Chris, got a very good run there and got right to the back bumper of the Butcher. It fell back a little bit when they got on the backstretch, but Ian, he's on a tear here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of drivers are racing their hearts out here tonight. Dakota Todd, one of them, as he has now got a 1.5 second lead over your second place runner, Jamie Walker. Ty Morosco is under the gun right now from Rick Thompson. Thompson looking for a top 3. Right now, he's got it, Rick. With 3 laps to go, the 63 of Dakota Todd is your race leader, and he has led 61 laps so far. Wants to tack on a few more. Caution on the field. That's not what we wanted to see. It's Blake Decker in the 92 facing the wrong way. The 92, we see him going into the corner. Got Ryan Walsh to the outside, the 5 of Hank Caston just ahead, and the 92 just gets loose coming off the corner. We've talked about that.
Yeah, he got a little close to the apron, Chris, and that apron spells disaster here at Dover.
So that one's going to be on the 92. That's going to be a second one, and I believe that means a black flag penalty, if I remember right. Let's kick it on over to admin.
Like, he was spinning.
Yeah, it didn't come out until he fucking went around. He's the only one I saw go around. That's black flag.
I'm trying to wait till the pace car comes on and look. Yep, that's when he was he was backing up trying to back up on the apron, turn around backwards. I mean, he did everything he could to try to get off the track.
Yeah, but it's still him, so. All right, guys, that one was the 92 coming off of 4, gets loose, tries to catch it, spins himself out. It's going to be on the 92. That's a black flag. Second strike.
All right. There's the official call out of race control. The 92 getting the black flag for a solo spin where it could have been a lot worse. But again, the 92's luck just not there this season.
Yeah. That's just unfortunate. I mean, that's why they call this thing the Monster Mile, Chris. I mean, you know, if you get close to the wall, if you tag that apron even just a little bit, it really upsets the cars here. At 24 degrees of banking, it plays havoc. Oh, I guess that answers your question, though. It looks like we're going to have at least one green and white checker here tonight.
Yeah, attempt number 1. It's official right now. This race should be done, and it is not. So let's remind everybody how this works, Rick. So scoring and timing will not change until the drivers go across the start-finish line. Rick and I will do our very best to keep you up with all of the action as it's happening on the track, knowing that timing won't work. We do have 3 green-white checkers available at our disposal. Hopefully we don't use them all. I think that would sour this race, Rick, and it's been so good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, nobody wants to finish a race this way, but at least this season we brought in the green and white checker, Chris, and you know, at least we're not finishing under caution. Because the drivers and the fans, of course, you know, that's just not the way that you want to end a race. So green and white checkers, they do have a place, I do believe, and of course Mark and Sam doing a great job here at the Blazing Pedals. Terry, I want to throw in there too, because he is one of the league admins. You know, they came up with that, and it works. At least these guys can try to race it out. They have 3 attempts, and like you said, hopefully we don't need them.
Well, the 63 of Dakota Todd gonna have to wait just a little bit longer. And you know, he's one of those drivers, Rick, that didn't want to see that caution. He was setting sail. He had over a second lead over Jamie Walker, and just to watch it kind of evaporate as the pace car lights stop.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but my scoring's going crazy here. It says 3 to go, 4 to go, 3 to go.
Yeah, it's no, you just can't. You don't even watch that at this point.
No.
We know it's a green.
It says finishing. Yeah.
We know it's green, white, checkered, and that's all we need to know. And as long as we can keep everybody up to speed, we'll be okay. So let's go through the lineup here on the restart. It's going to be Todd, Walker, Thompson, Morosco, Kilroe, Jeff Price, Butcher Benjamin, Ian Habia, Perkins, and Hank Caston, your top 10.
Then Ryan Wash, you got Brad Collins, Terry Foster, Kasey Campbell, Brian Dees, Blake Decker. And then my scoring's all messed up here.
Yeah, then it's Corey Rutherford, Noah Van
Rutherford,
Hoot, yeah. Patrick Abrahamson,
Aiden
Aiden
Wheeler, rounding out the top 20.
And here we go under the green flag one more time. Dakota Todd with a great restart. Jamie Walker trying to stay on the back bumper. That's going to be key. Rick Thompson in third spot was able to get around Ty Morosco. So Morosco has fallen back one spot. It's going to be Todd, Walker, Rick Thompson, your top three, as Dakota Todd sends it in to turns 3 and 4. Heading out onto the front stretch now, it is Dakota Todd and Jamie Walker. Rick Thompson in third still, Rick.
Yeah, Thompson doing a good job. Ty Morosco getting a little bit of pressure from behind of the 41. Alan Kilroy looking on the inside. Chris, he's trying to make a pass there on Morosco right now going into the corner. Elton Kilroy moves up.
White flag in the air this time by for the 63 of Dakota Todd. And this is going to be the last lap, Rick. They're going to do it. Oh, it's already done.
It's done.
My gosh, I miscounted.
It went quick. Yeah, it went really quick.
Holy cow.
All right. I was like, wait, am I not live?
Well, congratulations goes out to the 63, Dakota Todd, your race winner, Jamie Walker, and Rick Thompson, your top three. Guys, we're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to have those post-race interviews. And again, congratulations to the top three finishers. It was well-earned and well-deserved here tonight for all three drivers. We'll be right back. Back live from Dover International Speedway, and we just watched a race and a half, Rick, and I'll tell you, man, it was awesome. I would do it again right now, except for it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yes, it is.
Let's not make these guys sit any longer. We're going to bring in the third place finisher, driver of the number 76 Speed Mafia Dodge Machine. It's Rick Thompson. Rick, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, guys. How you doing tonight?
Man, doing awesome after watching that. And Rick, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, but without looking at the stats, I think I saw you pass more cars tonight than any other driver out there. And what a run you had, man. It was impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. I felt like I was constantly trying to pass guys getting through the field, but I was just trying to take care of my stuff. I didn't want to push anything in the beginning because tire management was just so crucial here tonight. I just was trying to make it to the end and have something for those guys up front. Just unfortunately ran out of time.
Yeah, and even with the extra time, still not quite enough, but not a crinkle on that car, man. She's looking beautiful out there. Who do you have on the 76 that you need to thank tonight, bud?
Yeah, I want to thank my team, Speed Mafia. They're my sponsor as well. I also want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I always enjoy watching the broadcast. And then obviously I want to thank the league, Sam and Mark, for putting on the league, keeping it going for us guys, and providing us with a great place to race, great environment.
All right, bud. Well, again, congratulations on that third place finish. It was really, really impressive. Good show out there for you tonight.
Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it.
That's Rick Thompson, driver of the number 76. And I believe Rick got a hold of Jamie Walker.
Jamie Walker, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you guys. Go ahead.
Hey, man, what a great race, number one tonight. You coming in second place. I think if you had a couple more laps, you might have had something. But, man, run me down through the race a little bit.
Started off real nice. Everybody was running themselves, pretty decent, clean. And then I don't know what happened here at the end, and everybody just lost heart. And yeah, just kind of people overdriving here at the end and cost me the win. I know that, but it's racing. It happens. But no, all in all, though, I had a lot of fun. Car handled pretty good.
I mean, you were all over the field here tonight, and you did a great job, man. And again, I want to say happy birthday to you. Hopefully you had a good day.
Yeah, I just wish I had that one more spot to get a better happy birthday wish, but it's all good. I want to say happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there.
Well, there you go. Hey, listen, buddy, congratulations. You got a week off now, so enjoy it, and we'll see you when you come back. Anybody on that 88 you'd like to thank?
Of course I do. I got TRJ Karting. They came on board. I'm proud to have them on board. Give them a good show this week. It's been a rough couple of weeks, the last couple of weeks, but I'm proud to get this thing up here in the podium. Of course, Skittles, she's out there, a big fan. My wife having a good day, and then big fan of Sean. He's out there, baby. Give him a shout out.
Well, excellent, buddy. Hey, listen, congratulations on coming in second once again, and a happy birthday. And I hope you enjoy your week off.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And that is the driver of the 88, Jamie Walker, bringing it home close. Second place, not bad. And that's going to leave us with just one more driver to talk to. It is going to be the driver of the number 63. He was the quick guy here in practice. He took the pole during qualifying. He led 68 laps here tonight. Of course, I'm talking about Dakota Todd. Dakota, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. Got you.
Well, bud, it was a heck of a race for you. You ended up leading 68 laps here tonight, and it was a good showing. Man, you were fast.
Thank you. It's about time I finally had one. I've had a lot of bad luck the past couple races. Glad it finally fell my way this one.
Well, of course, after a winning one, that means you have secured your spot into the chase here towards the end of the season, and that's got to mean a lot to you here.
Oh, yeah. It definitely frees up the rest of the season. I don't plan on this being my only one.
That's what I like to hear. Who do you got on the 63 that you need to thank tonight?
We got Charger Racing Chassis. Also like to thank Tim and Ian, Mark, Sam, and Nick for everything they do throughout the week for the league.
All right, bud. And again, congratulations, man. That thing was bad fast out there, and it was a lot of fun to watch you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Dakota Todd, driver of the number 63, bringing it home in first place tonight, Rick. And that's going to do it for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Just want to slide in a special happy Mother's Day to my own mother and another one to my mother-in-law.
Well, of course, I mean, we wouldn't be here without them, Chris. And, of course, my mom also, and my mother-in-law and my stepmother-in-law. It is a great day. And, my wife, everybody says that their wife's the best, but mine's top notch, man.
Yeah, we both got lucky in that regard, Rick. And that is going to do it from us here tonight. Everybody, take care of yourselves. And remember, we're off next week, but then we come back strong 2 weeks from tonight at Charlotte. We look forward to calling all the action here on that Sunday night. Until then, have a good night.